it going, everyone? As like all my streams that I've started for, like, you know, after so long, it's been far too long. And Hex, Scott, welcome. Yeah, I think a friend pointed out to me that I hadn't streamed. Sorry, I've only streamed once this year, which is terrible. And when she told me that, I was just like, oh god, I should do something. Scott, so not necessarily that fresh. There's a lot of regrowth. You can probably see like a lot of regrowth. I'm doing like the Beatles style right now to hide my regrowth, but I can assure you, it's really bad. I need to get it properly bleached and stuff again, but my roots are terrible. But yeah, how you both been? Hex, my friend, Scott, my friend. It's very good to see you both back. I think for today, what I might end up doing is doing a combination. Twitchy with the bits! Thank you very much, Twitchy. How have you been, Twitchy? Long time no talk. Holy crap, more bits. Holy crap. Thank you so much, Twitchy. How have you been, Twitchy? 1 year, 1 week, 1 day. It's all like time units, man. Liked your live notification message. Actually, funny enough, Scott, I've been inspired by you. Holy shit, more bits! Twitchy, my man. Thank you so much. Yeah, my live notification message was actually inspired by what you've done recently. Where you've like... there was something that you did recently. 20 bits! Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm being bombarded with bits. Some of my overlay stuff is probably got to be fixed as well, I think. Yeah, I got to fix that. Holy crap! There's all the... Oh, yeah, they're kind of like overlaying. What I might do, actually... Give me 1 second. If I move my alert box, maybe a little bit to the center. Maybe? Let's move it to the center. That'll do. It's been a while since I moved things around. Yeah, Scott, that's what you did. You mentioned you in a comment, and I remember there was one time I clicked like, oh, Scott's mentioned me. Let me go and check that out. No worries, Hex. Gotta get Kitty a coffee. Yeah, like, and I got like, oh, like Scott's mentioned me in a thing. I feel obligated to click on it now. And yeah, so I've been inspired by your Go Live notifications for sure. Holy shit, 45 bits! Twitchy, my man. Thank you very much. You tricked the system. Well, it worked on me, man. So, something that I've done recently, probably my latest addition to the stream, was a Logitech something light. I know I'm being very specific. Give me 1 second. Logitech light games. My girlfriend was recommending something to me. The Litra. Logitech Litra? Litra? I don't know how to pronounce it. A light that's far too expensive for what it is. I admit. It was like close to $100 for this one light, but it's the convenience of having a light that I can actually now have the rest of my room unlit and have this one light focusing on me, making my webcam look better than it is without showing its age. And I think it looks pretty okay. I think a few like Twitch recordings and everything that I've done, I think it looks better. It makes me look sharper than it did before. Because before I needed to have it like properly, like really well lit. And Scott, you've seen my big lights that I've got on either side of my desktop display. And I felt like that was a bit too, yeah, I needed that, like, those tend to get brighter over time, like the longer I'm live, and then I end up completely washed it. Anyway, I'm glad it's fixed. Just with one singular key light, and it's nice. And I wasn't willing to shell out the way too much for the fancy, thin, what is it, the Elgato ones. The ones that you clamp onto your desk and everything, because they're like $300 per one, and hell no. Give me 1 second, actually, maybe I can pop it on Chrome. Do I still have Chrome? Oh shit, I like ruined everything. See, everything falls apart when I start streaming. It's a sign just to never stream, just never stream again. If I go EB Games, and I should be able to bring that up on Chrome and then change the scene if my shortcut still remains. It does. We've still got it, but Chrome isn't activated. There we go. There we go. And now we can see the abhorrent mess that is the EB Games website. Logitech. Litra? Shadow, welcome to the stream, man. How's it going? How have you been? Yeah, this is the one. Just blame OBS. Yeah, I do that a lot too. Well, I've recently switched from like Streamlabs OBS and moved all my configs, all my overlays, all my settings, everything over to just OBS Studio, and I find it's a lot better for it, but I'm still playing catch up on all my settings and everything that, yeah, like I need to like fix and everything. I'm still playing catch up, even like it's probably been like more than a year now since I've switched. I'm still like going, oh, that's different. Oh, I should fix that up. But yeah, this is the light that I got, and it's currently on sale, which is probably should have waited, huh? If I got it on sale, then it would have been better. But and actually, this is the. I think this is the webcam that I want actually too. A lot of big streamers have this webcam, and it's really nice. It's supposed to have a unique name though, not just like 4K Pro webcam. There's a certain name for it. I can't remember, but let's close that. And my shortcuts still work. Would you look at that? After all this time, because the shortcuts actually was something that I was fiddling around with OBS for a while. But something I wanted to focus on today actually was just talking a little bit about some of the adventures that I've been up to lately. As you all know, that I work at a video game museum, which is good fun. But we've been having some good events lately. I think your Logitech Stream Cam. Yeah, there's a certain name for it, Scott. Maybe you know the one I'm talking about. I could have sworn it's this webcam, but I swear it has a name. And it's pricey. It's too expensive for me at the moment. Yeah, this is the one that I've got. I got this one, which it does the trick, but it's not 100% in low light. I would like it to be better. Brio. I'm assuming Brio. That's the one, Hex. You got it, man. Doing okay, A-okay. Almost graduated with my bachelor's degree. Shadow, dude, that's awesome. Because I know whenever we talk, it's a lot about your studies and all that kind of stuff. That's awesome. You're almost done. That's sweet. I tried to come to the past quiz night, but my friends couldn't make it. There's a shame, Scott. The quiz nights, I gotta say, are a lot of fun. My boss who hosts them and stuff like that is just an absolute professional when it comes to the quiz nights. And it's good because they're not gaming focused. It would be nice if they were, but it would alienate a lot of potential guests that just want to come along for, just a general quiz. And so it's always general knowledge, I think. It's never gaming focused. But yeah. If they have the same webcam, it's annoying to always have to adjust the settings. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. And a lot of people have those fancy inbuilt settings to blur their background. And I don't think this one has it. Because I've been trying to change some settings, and I've been trying to I'd like to automatically blur the background. I know there's some software that can do it probably. But I know the Brio has it inbuilt, Hex, like what you said. The Brio is the one I've been aiming for. It's not like a need, it's just it's a cool thing. It feels weird to say I almost have my degree, Shadow. That is awesome, man. Congratulations. You must feel absolutely relieved to be almost done. Because you've been studying for how long now? How long has it been? Yeah, this is actually really weird. Because this webcam should be branded the Brio. That looks like the Brio to me. But the only trouble is actually, and something that I shelled out probably far too much for, is the cap on this little privacy cap that I bought specifically for this webcam. I hope it fits on this one. I might do some measurements because I spent like $20 getting this little cap that I probably could have gotten 3D printed, but I didn't. Yeah, it was dumb of me. I should have waited. I should have been more patient, but I wasn't. Finally going to play Sonic Frontiers tonight, and I can't wait. Frontiers came out today, didn't it? Was it yesterday? Today, I think. I ended up having to play Football Manager 2023 yesterday because I lost a bet. Oh, is that why? Was that what you were telling me over when we had dinner? I think there was a bet that you were having. That's interesting though, man. I liked your tweet on that as well about You're just like, I'm playing this anticipated Sega game or something like that. I can't remember what you said. 5, 6-ish years. Holy shit, man. That's like a significant portion of your life for it to be almost over, man. You won't know what to do. You won't know what to do with yourself after you're done. People are like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do now? Let me... If I switch this back... I've got to test, actually, a bunch of my other overlays and see if they're working on it. But, yeah. Got some interesting stories to tell today. I might do that over gameplay. I'm not really good at telling stories while I'm playing games. Maybe I should change this to just chatting, actually. Can I do that? Can I do that in the software? Just chatting. Oh, we're living in the future, peeps. Maybe you've been able to do that for a while. I don't know, but I never realized that you could do it within OBS. That's cool. I've lost track of time while finishing stuff. Yeah, man. I bet. But you know what? You're almost done, and you'll be free. You'll be a free shadow. You won't know what to do with yourself. You'll just be like that, free with whatever you want to do. My phone's doing a buzz. Someone tag me in a thing on Instagram. Actually, that's probably what I should do, huh? Is like tweet it out and say like, hey, I'm live, I'm streaming. But that's like advertisement. Fuck that. That's like telling people that I exist. I don't want that. Too much pressure. But yeah, so recently, because I've been pretty busy with work and such, I'm trying to think, what have I been up to? So I recently ran a free and trying to acquire job, exactly. But you know what? You'll have your qualification. You'll be able to move on and do what you want to do now. You won't be tied down to your studies. You can pick and choose. But yeah, so event-wise and stuff like that, we do a lot of events at the museum. And recently, I think the most recent one we had was like a hen's night, which was pretty funny. Like I thought, like, oh, cool, a bunch of gaming girls, whatever. That maybe I can like introduce them to a bunch of new games or whatever, or games that they can introduce me to and all that kind of stuff. I thought it'd be cool. But they were all like middle-aged women, and like a bit out of my my age range. Like being able to relate to the same games growing up and everything. They all love Pac-Man. They all love Donkey Kong, all that kind of stuff. So it's good. We could offer that at the museum, which is nice. But recently we had a Bucks night, which was really well organized. Actually, this one guy named Chris had organized this really meticulously sorted Bucks night. They were all dressed as lumberjacks. They all had the checkered shirts. They had black suspenders. They had black beanies. They all had like short shorts and big boots and all that kind of stuff. And it was really good. They had the theme going. And there was about 30, 35, probably closer to 40 guys, all just playing games. They brought enough alcohol for a small village, which was stacked behind the bar and everything. And I had to be the kind of person that was just like, I didn't really want to be the guy that lays down the rules, but because I work there, I have to. So I was like telling him like, look, we have to abide by RSA guidelines. I'm not sure if it's like that overseas. It's called RSC, the Responsible Service of Alcohol, basically. And had to like basically lay down the ground rules of like, okay, so I know we've got enough alcohol for a small village here, but please make sure we stay responsible tonight and everything. Otherwise, we'll have to cut people off from the alcohol. Which I quite often I have to be like kind of the rule. Like, and there was like a lot of quiet after that. I was like, I don't like being the buzzkill for that kind of stuff, but it was necessary, right? But I was made aware beforehand that the night they were going to have topless waitresses, which is fine. We offer that at the museum. Like, or don't we offer it? We allow it at the museum. People are allowed to hire their own like escorts or topless waitresses and all that kind of stuff. I don't drink any alcohol, even though I can drink it. No worries, but honestly, man, I drink so little. I went most of my life without drinking much at all. But yeah, I don't drink much myself. But yeah, so video games, retro games. You got your Mega Drives, you got your Master Systems, you got your NESs, you got your Super Nintendos, you got your N64s, you got your PlayStation 1s, PlayStation 2s, PlayStation 3s, Xbox 360. Got all the consoles out, and you got topless waitresses. How can you go wrong? It was actually a really, really cool night with, basically, the host of the Bucks night had asked, like, is it okay if we have topless waitresses and everything? Totally fine. I was given a heads up beforehand and everything, and I just wanted to make sure... museum where one can peruse consoles of ages past and sinful flesh. That's a great way to put X. That's wonderful. Which is funny because we share a building. We share the building with a church. So the whole sinful thing, yeah, very much comes into play. So we started setting up the night and everything. All the guys showed up. I laid down the ground rules and all that kind of stuff. And none of the girls had arrived yet, but they had really like shelled out for the girls. I think they were like high class escorts or something. I'm not sure, but they were like high class escorts. But the reason why I know this as well is because they were like, there was at one point where they handed like a massive wad of cash to one of the girls, like probably more cash than I've ever seen in my life, just in one stack to one of the girls. But on the note of sin, I got to show you something on Discord. It's stream safe, so feel free to share on stream. Ooh, okay. Yeah, link it to me. As long as it's stream safe, of course, but I trust you, Hex. So yeah, we had all the guys show up and they're all drinking all the alcohol they brought, because we don't sell alcohol there. We don't provide alcohol. It was just all BYO, which is what they did. And they, the first girl showed up and said, "Oh, where can I change?" We said, "Yep, through the back door, and you can go to the bathroom and all that kind of stuff." And all the guys were, and my main goal for the night as well was to make sure that the girls were going to be safe, because when I saw how much alcohol they were going to be drinking, I thought, I know what guys tend to do. They turned it into a bit of Neanderthals, whatever. And maybe I'm being a bit judgy or whatever, but tends to be what happens. And especially around, like, you know, topless girls and all that kind of stuff, I thought maybe they might be a bit iffy. Turns out they were totally fine, actually. There was only a few little instances here and there where things were a bit iffy. But, yeah, by and large, it was good. The girls were safe. Everyone, like, it was a fun, safe environment for everyone. But a few things went down differently than I expected, because again, like working at a retro game museum, even though we have a couple of things like this happen in the past, like we've had nudity before with events and everything, and it's, you know, it's always been fine. But yeah, first girl arrived, got changed and all that kind of stuff, and then I don't think she knew that we were aware that that she was going to be topless and everything. Not only was she pretty tall anyway, but she was like in like high heels. And she showed up and walked around behind the desk where I was situated to make sure people were coming and going and everything safely from the front door. And she shows up like boob level, like eyes were boob level, like to me. And she's like, "Hi, is it okay that I'm topless in here?" And I said, "I find it fucking hilarious that you show up, you walk in topless, and you ask if it's okay after the fact." And I said, "Of course, it's totally fine." She cracked up and everything was good. It wasn't like, "Oh, I'm gonna go, you know, is it alright if I walk in topless?" No, it was like asking for forgiveness rather than permission, which is fine. We all knew it was gonna be fine. And turns out throughout the night, like there was like 3 girls going through things throughout the night and stuff like that, like all interchanging shifts and everything. That they weren't just topless; they were fully nude. So like they're all playing games with the guys and all that kind of stuff. And I gotta say, it was interesting. I hadn't seen that many, like I saw a Bucks night that big. Hang on, let's have a look. What is this? Whoa, that's AI generated? Hang on. Let me share this on the stream, because that looks sick. That's AI generated, that's not drawn? Really? Hang on. Sorry, I'll be 2 seconds, guys. The story's good. I'll review in just a moment. Where's my, So if I do this, and then I switch to Game Focus, and then switch to Chrome. Look at that. That's what Hex just sent me. That was an AI-generated art. That's crazy. It looks like a commission that someone has done, or like someone's just... That is fucking cool, man. Really, really cool. Scott, your time to get married. Well, you have the option at our museum, right? Very good mix. You've got nude waitresses offering you beverages and food and all that kind of stuff, and you get to play games. So there was a couple of instances where... Actually, it does look like an SMT character. Good point, Scott. Very much had a wacky time as well, Scott. Shadow, yeah. So what the girls were doing, and I think they were trying to distract a lot of the guys while playing. So there was these 2 guys who were determined, like they were above everyone else, and I think most of them were all just very manly, masculine men. So they were all quite into their sports games, like soccer and cricket and NFL and all that kind of stuff. AI generated art kind of rubs me the wrong way as an artist. Yeah, a bit of a debate. I can imagine that. I've got a few artist friends who are a bit iffy about it too. But honestly, it's the way of the world at the moment. Things are heading that direction. But yeah, I feel like the girls were kind of like they weren't saying it, but they were like alluding to the fact that they were like, you know, distracting them while they were playing the game. So these two guys, I set up FIFA for them on the 360. And as they were playing, like, she lowered herself down, like, so, like, again, eyes were, like, boob level as they were, like, playing the game. And she's like, can I get you guys anything? And they were just, like, they wanted to focus on the game, but also just, like, also boobs, like, right there. They're like, what do I do? And they did this a couple of times throughout the night, like, as in, like, well, a couple of times that I noticed, at least. They were, like, they were trying to distract them from, so they could lose the game that they were playing or whatever. I thought that was really funny. But the first girl that arrived, we convinced her to play Tekken against one of the guys. Tekken 6, I believe. Tekken 6 on 360, I think. And as she was, she wasn't really keen on it at first. She's like, oh, I'm not really good at it. They were mostly playing, like, Wii Sports, and Wii Sports Resort for obvious reasons, because bouncing and all that. Or Mario Kart 64. Because it was like 4-player on a big projector screen and everything. But there was, we convinced this one girl to sit, like one of the naked waitresses to play, Tekken 6 with one of the guys, and the guy was pretty drunk at that point. But it doesn't matter, like it's still a fair match, whatever. There's no excuses for him, all that kind of stuff. And she played Eddie, I believe, which Eddie is awesome, because I used to like, and like a bunch of us were doing like the Eddie moves, you know how like the capoeira, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's good to be back. Yeah, you know how Eddie does his like his capoeira kind of moves? A bunch of us were doing like the capoeira moves, like how we use, because we all were like sort of like bonding. We're just like, oh, I used to do like the Eddie moves when I was younger. Like, you know, like tried to do the capoeira stuff. I didn't even know what capoeira was when I was younger, but Eddie's moveset in the game kind of inspired me of that. And so a bunch of us were doing that. And she won both rounds against the guy. Like, it's almost like she played before. Like she played as Eddie, and she wasn't even button mashing or anything. She actually did really well. So let me catch up with this. It's just a different medium. It requires a certain degree of creativity and skill, even if one can stumble onto something mind-blowing. True. That reminds me, I'm currently watching a stream on my phone because I got caught in the Twitch error where I can't log in on PC, but I can log in on my phone. Oh, Shadow, that's weird, man. I haven't had that error before. I've got a few, like, Twitch problems that I've had recently, which I'll talk to you guys about in a bit. But yeah, not that. For me, what really upsets me are the people that try to create works in the style of artists who have passed, and I just don't like it. Ah. Yeah, I do understand that. It does feel a little bit disrespectful and stuff like that, but it's not going to be something that we can avoid, sadly. Unless there are laws in place for that kind of stuff, but honestly, I can't imagine that happening. Sent you a variation of pick, but cropped it so it streams safe. Let's have a look. Damn, that's AI generated? Yeah, let's check this in Chrome again. Hang on. Like, especially when it's original art that's, like, edited for that. Look at that. That's amazing. That being, AI generated. Crazy shit. But yeah, and she won against one of the guys there for the Bucks night. And something that the guys at the Bucks night did all night too was they never used their own names. So they only ever used the name of the Buck, the guy who was getting married. So they were all called Matt, and they were even calling all the girls Matt. So we didn't know the names of anyone. Everyone was named Matt, as far as even I was named Matt. There was like no, there was no names besides the guy that hosted the night, which was his name was Chris. But yeah, like in general, it was really fun. I actually, when I was like, we were setting up like tequila shots and all that kind of stuff around the bar, and one of the girls, both of the girls were like sharing a couple of things of like their previous nights that they'd hosted or they'd been a part of, and oh shit, they would have some stories to tell. Like a lot of these escorts, especially like the expensive ones and all that kind of stuff, they have quite a very extensive list of rules on their website saying what they will and won't do and what things they're very, very strict on. And one of them is not asking about most of the time is not asking about their previous jobs, like their previous events they've been to and all that kind of stuff. But they were like openly talking to me about it, and it was really, really cool actually. There was the first girl was talking to me about one event that she did where it was a kid's 18th birthday party, but the whole family was there. Like the whole fucking family. And she was saying that there was like a grandma smoking a blunt in the corner. There was a 9-year-old running around smacking her on the ass with a plastic lightsaber and all this kind of stuff. And she was just like, oh, hell no. Like she's like, I've got a list of names of people that I'm not going to work with again. And that was one. She's like, no, just like, I note these people down. Another girl was sharing like another really awkward kind of event that she had, all these kind of things. And it's interesting because something that I was curious about as well. So generally, like, are guys pretty okay with events? Like, they're not like nasty or grabby or any of that kind of stuff. She said most, like both of the girls that I spoke to said most guys are actually really good, which gives me faith in humanity again. I would have thought they had a lot of shitty events, but most events are totally fine. Guys keep their hands to themselves, all that kind of stuff. I need to name her because, damn, a character I definitely want to expand upon. Oh man, I'm so bad with names, Hex. I'm really, really bad. That's like the thing that I find most difficult. I could draw a thing, I could design a thing, I can do all of that, but like naming a thing or like naming an account, that kind of stuff, I'm terrible with. But yeah, no, I contacted support about my issue, and after some time, back and forth with Switch support, they eventually went, sorry, we'll have to get back to you about this, and you've been added to the list of users having the issue. Man, that's... So they don't have a fix for it, and it's like that widespread that they actually have other users having the issue. That sucks, man. On the note of more traditional art, this last one is literally mind-blowing. Let's have a look. Experiment toward an AI, an inwards journey into your self-realization that you are the universe looking back at itself and all is one. That's a gorgeous description, Hex. Hang on, let's, if I grab this and chuck it into Chrome. That's fucking gorgeous. I love how, was the frame included in the generation too? That's so interesting. What a gorgeous piece of art, man. That's awesome. Shadow, see, I thought I was going to be awkward. I thought I was going to be like, oh, really weird about it. I thought like, oh, you know, I won't know where to look, you know, even though I've dealt with nudity at these events before and everything. Like, these girls were fucking gorgeous. Like, 100%. Like, because my girlfriend was working the event with me, and we were both running the event because it was too much to run for one person. And we both agreed, like, holy shit, like these girls are fucking gorgeous. Like, and we did the whole thing at the beginning. I was just like, look, I'm gonna do the very superficial objectification thing, like let's you know, rate the girls out of 10 or whatever. And my girlfriend was just like, holy shit, like first girl like fucking 10 out of 10, like second girl like 8 or 9 out of 10, all that kind of stuff. And so like I suppose it's interesting, you can be around nude people and it be okay with it, but when they're fucking like drop dead gorgeous, like they're really, really attractive naked people, it's just like, it's a bit different. But I wasn't like that at all. It was totally fine. Like, it's funny, there was a couple of guys that were awkward at the event who I could see, they were like, they didn't know where to look. They were like looking around, they're just like, when they're talking to them, just like, oh, yep, cool. Looking around. And it's just like, you could tell they were visibly uncomfortable, because most of the guys looked pretty confident in themselves and everything, but there were a couple of guys who were like typical kind of nerds who were just like, just not knowing where to look, just like, oh yeah, cool. They look visibly nervous, right? And like, it's just, I didn't tell this to them, but I wanted to be like, oh look, just treat them like humans. Like, don't treat them like a piece of meat, right? Like, don't to make them feel extra bad. But yeah, it wasn't like that for me, surprisingly. And then I walked in nude to 11 out of 10, Scott. But yeah, it was just fun, and like it was interesting seeing like different attitudes towards it. There was one guy that actually did get a bit grabby with one of the girls, and I thought like, shit, am I gonna have to like go and tell him off or whatever? But she seemed fine with it. Like, there was one particular girl, like she was fine with it. But the last girl that was there, she had a very strict rule, and then she told the guys this beforehand when she showed up, that she's got a very strict rule of no photos or video. Understandable. And when they were doing like photos and videos of the speech, like the Buck and a bunch of the other guys were doing a speech on Matt the Buck. A couple of them were like, you know, moving, like, you know, turning the phone cameras towards her and all that kind of stuff, and she was like, no. And she said, no, I need to witness you deleting that. And she was very strict with it, but the guys complied, which was really nice. They said like, oh, cool, you know, we'll do that. But I was just sort of like awkwardly standing across the room being like, is everything okay? Like, you're all good? And she was just like kind of being like, it's so. But that was really the worst thing that happened. Like, the guys all behaved themselves. It was really, really good. So yeah, in future, if you want a party at a video game museum with retro games and naked girls, you can offer that. We offer that, which is good. But yeah, it was good fun. And it's like, there was a while back that we had a burlesque show. Like, it was a magic / burlesque show with like this magician dude, who had like his assistants. As the night progressed, whatever, they lost more and more clothes, and they had like these, like the little hand fans, whatever, covering up their private parts and stuff like that. It was kind of like a whole thing. Can you offer nude tank CXC? No, that's off the table, I'm afraid. See, that's the thing. Like, as an employee, I don't think I can offer that. But maybe someday. Oh yeah, I got back into playing more Skyrim, but I had to wait many weeks for mods to update after Bethesda threw out another update to break all your mods. Oh man, I always found that so frustrating with Skyrim whenever there was like a big update, but I tend to play like older versions of Skyrim. I don't play like the Legendary Edition or like the later ones. I play like the launch regular one that I didn't have any like HD things or whatever. I just mod the crap out of like the regular ones. Why's my music? Oh, there we go. By the way, is the music levels in my mic, audio, everything all good? New Daxbox avatar? Now that's something we could do. Probably can't show it on stream without censorship, but we probably could do that. I don't know. It depends what you would expect a robot, a naked robot to look like. But that's on the table. We could do that. But yeah, it's funny that I've got a person that I share shifts with. Like, we both work at the at the video game museum, and he was going to work that night. Like, he was going to work this Bucks night or whatever, but he had another we need Dax Blues. You don't want to show his glorious chassis to the world? No, I do, but I wonder what Twitch would think. That's the trouble. I don't know if Twitch would appreciate it. But yeah, my colleague was being like, oh, you know, I can't do this event. Can you cover it for me and everything? I was like, totally fine. So I did it. And then I told him how the night was going and everything. He was the one that set up Tekken 6 on the 360. He was the one that did a bunch of these setting up of the consoles and everything. And it wasn't like, even though I've done a bunch of other things, but he's the one that set up Tekken and everything. And the fact that nude girls were playing his setup that he did, and he was just like, man, I should have taken the shift. He was sending me like crying emojis. He's like, oh man, like, I should have been there. And I was like, dude, all right, like, deal. If one of us can't make the event or whatever, or like one of us gets the shift and the other one doesn't, we'll make sure that the other person does like a volunteer shift so that we can both do it together. Like, we can figure this out. Like, there will be no worries. But it was funny to see like him being so disappointed. Like, he's just like, oh, so like, you know, how was it? Was it good? And I was like, dude, it was a lot of fun. Like, everyone had a good time and everything. Like, they weren't just topless. They showed up nude. And they were like, you know, playing video games and all that kind of stuff. And everyone was having a great time and all that kind of stuff. He's like, fuck, I should have taken the shift. It was really funny. Dax Caboose confirmed. See, that's what we need. We need to get some, like, need to commission some art of, like, not safe for work art for Daxbot. I think that'd be sick. That'd be good. Just a robot. Yeah, but you'd like, there's no limits, right? You could, the only limit is your imagination, is your creativity. We could design Daxbot to be whatever we want him to be, I suppose. Say no more. Oh wait, Hex, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna commission someone, or are you gonna like generate it AI-wise or something? I'm interested. I'm interested to see that. Granted, it's still, again, depending on how not safe for work 8 MB raid expansion. How's it going, Viper? Good to see you. Yeah, I think it would be good. I think there was, because you know when I'm setting up the stream, right, I've got all the Daxbot art along the bottom. Over the years, and Daxbot has been a character of mine for a long time. I think probably around 8 years, possibly more. Because in various communities that I've been in, I've used that character quite a lot, and a lot of artist friends of mine or artists that I know have drawn Daxbot in their own style. And it's really, really cool to see. So a lot of that is like years and years worth of like Daxbot fan art and everything. And there was even, I can't remember who it was. Was it Twitchy? It might have been Twitchy who was in the chat earlier. I think he even drew some Daxbot fan art. I gotta go through the folder again. It's been a while. Oh, here's something funny. So I got a free code of Fallout 76 from a friend. Installed it, created a character, and when I went to take a picture of my character for their profile image, the game crashed and removed itself from my hard drive. What the shit? That's a new one. See, I think Fallout 76 consistently surprises me with like all the new bugs that can. I'll tell you my experience with Fallout 76. I bought it. I pre-ordered it, actually. I pre-ordered it on PC, which I never pre-order anything, because it was something to play with my girlfriend. I thought, cool, we can play a Fallout game together, because I grew up playing Fallout 1 and 2. I grew up playing, maybe not so much Fallout 3. I wasn't a huge fan of that. But Fallout New Vegas, I fucking loved. That was amazing. And I thought, we can play this together, right? So we both got it. Of course, it was an absolute mess on launch. We didn't even get a disc for it. You got a Steam code. Like, you got a cardboard, one of the old classic cardboard discs that you have in a case. So we didn't even get a physical copy of it. Installed it, and I played it for like maybe an hour or two, and then uninstalled it. I feel really bad. So you got to install it. So it forcibly removed itself from your hard drive. What the shit? That is really genuinely a new one. I haven't heard that before, but I uninstalled it myself. I got rid of it, and I was just like, yeah, nah, I'm not going to do this. And I waited and waited and waited to see if it improved or whatever, and I kept reading about it online and seeing about things, and I was just like, it's too little too late. And I should have done a refund, but I don't know how that works with Steam keys that I got from a physical shop. Well. It's my mistake to make, I suppose. I should have known Bethesda and all that, right? But yeah, we got a Loki while I work. No worries, Hex. Have a good work day today, man. I hope the music that I've got on at the moment is okay too. I've got just basically the game section of Rainwave playing. Just game soundtracks. I can't get DMCA'd if it's game soundtracks, right? You would hope. That's the running theory, since for some reason I can't get into the folder the game is in. That's so strange. Wait, it won't allow you access to the folder? The fact that it's changed permissions of a folder of your installation, that's really messed up. That's like the first time I've heard of that glitch. That's crazy. But yeah, fun times at the museum lately. I've been enjoying it. Yeah, and admittedly, I haven't really been... I've been wanting to stream more often. I've been wanting to get back into it and stuff like that. But it's the same old thing that I mention every time, right? The longer I take away from a stream, the harder it is to get back into it. And I met up with a couple of streamers recently at a friend's birthday party. And they were telling me, like, same thing I always know, but it helps when you've got people telling you, like, I tell myself quite a lot, so yeah, consistency, right? Got to be consistent so people know when you're live and all that kind of stuff. So the fact that after so long, without any schedule for years, you peeps still keep coming back. And I really, really appreciate that. That speaks volumes of how nice all of you are. The fact that I can come back after such a long time of not streaming and you peeps still come back. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for that. But I tend to beat myself up a lot about not streaming for a long time, and I think, it's been too long, no one's going to come back even if I do go live and everything, and you all prove me wrong. And it's really nice. Thank you very much. I'm going to toss a meme into the Discord, but I'm going to spoiler it in case someone hasn't played the game. Partially because of Microsoft Store shenanigans. Oh! Is it a Microsoft Store game? interesting, Shadow, because I consistently have trouble with the Microsoft Store installations of anything, even apps, but especially games. Quite often, there's actually no, I don't mean to scare you, by the way. Like this is personally what like made me very dubious about the Microsoft Store, Game Pass, PC stuff, right? PC stuff, not Xbox stuff. But there's a thing going around. At one point there was, where if you install a game on the Microsoft Store, like via the Microsoft Store onto your Windows PC, there's a chance that you can irretrievably lose a portion, like that portion of the installation off your hard drive, even if you uninstall the game. And that terrified me. The only way, not irretrievably, you could reformat the drive and get it back, but you don't want to have to reformat the whole drive to get that space back. There was a time span where that was happening, and people were like, "What the fuck? I can't get that space back." Like I installed 90 gigs worth of Microsoft Flight Sim, and now that space is permanently occupied despite having uninstalled the game and removed the game files from the folder. It's really, really weird. Maybe it's fixed since then. This was probably, I think, last year sometime, but that made me really nervous to use the store at all, because Microsoft doesn't seem to be very receptive to fixing that kind of stuff. Scotty, welcome to the stream. Long time no see. I'll catch up with the chat. Sorry, 1 second. Actually, about that, can you unsubscribe me? The alerts are bugging me. Viper. Now, where the hell have you been? I need answers. Hope you're all doing well. I have just been working a bunch, honestly, and procrastinating on a bunch of things. There's a bunch of creative projects that I've got in the works, and you know me, every time I come on stream, it's like, oh, I've been working on this, but, you know, it's taking a long time. I'll procrastinate on things, all that kind of stuff. But Scotty, it is so good to see you, man. It's been far too long. But there's been a few games, actually, that I'm thinking about streaming on launch, which is fancy. I tend to not stream a lot of new games. I tend to stream a lot of retro. This is Mother 3. I haven't played Mother 3 in a while. Video games quickly becoming a liability. Well, see, I got the game for free, so I don't mind. Then that's fine then. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I have an Xbox game file, which is empty, and a Windows app folder that I can't access. Mess around with permissions. If you look on Reddit and stuff like that, there should be, because there was issues that I was having as well, where files weren't letting me navigate things, all that kind of stuff, or delete game files that I'd uninstalled, wouldn't let me delete them. It's worth looking around on Reddit. Reddit's probably the best source for that kind of stuff. When he's streaming Dark Cloud, I've never played Dark Cloud. I've got some friends who are super, super into it, who like avid fans of it, but that could be something. I tend to not stream a lot of JRPGs because of how long the games are, but Dark Cloud's a bit different. I wouldn't mind delving into that. Because apparently I don't have read access to the Windows app folder. Oh. Read access. Oh, that reminds me of a Windows issue that I had recently as well. It basically removed all permissions from a particular media drive that I had in my system, one of my systems here, where nothing could read the drive because it had removed all security permissions via Windows to the drive. Don't know what caused it. It was so weird, but eventually fixed it once I figured out what it was. It's a long game. It's more like an action RPG. It's okay to watch. Cool. Be happy with an Echo the Dolphin playthrough. Oh man, I actually haven't ever finished Echo the Dolphin. I got pretty far in it when I was little, I believe. But I remember struggling with it a lot. It's a hard game from memory. But Dark Cloud, that's something I should play. But in terms of new games, yeah, Echo's good. And also just a visually gorgeous game with wonderful soundtrack and everything too. I should do that. But new games, I really want to stream the new Pokemon game, and leading up to it, I was thinking of streaming a bit of Sword and Shield. But at the same time, like, I've already done everything in Sword and Shield, there's nothing that I can do anymore. I literally have a complete living Pokedex on Pokemon Home, like every single Pokemon. Let's see if I can share this actually. This is the kind of stuff that I do in my spare time. I really like to manage. I really like to work in spreadsheets to know what I have and haven't got with certain things, either my game collection behind me, or Pokemon digital format, all that kind of stuff, my amiibo, all that kind of stuff. And I work in spreadsheets a lot because of that. It's almost like, I don't know, it just makes me feel comfy. It's just like, it's a comfy thing, comfy feeling. If I copy this and put this into, just give me 1 second. Don't think I ever beat it as well. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people have. Let me turn that off. All right. This is going to be a flashbang grenade for everyone, like, not used to, like, I hope it's not too bright. But this is the living Pokedex that I set up. So I've structured it in a way that it's each box, so I can store it either on Pokemon Home or in a Pokemon game that might one day have the entire Pokedex in a singular Pokemon game. That's the dream, right? I mean, we didn't get it with Sword and Shield, but maybe with the new game, probably not. But yeah, 30 Pokemon to a box. What is this? Persona 4. Oh, whenever you hear like a really, really like, you know, kind of like a jazzy kind of track that's like, yeah, you can always just tell Persona tracks, right? Hey there, sexy man. Hey, Nossa. How's it going, man? I'm missing Caterpie. Wait, is Caterpie actually not there? Oh, you actually had me going for a second there, Scotty. Far out, man. I was like, how did I overlook that? Man, you caught me actually. I was like, fuck. Because you know when you get tunnel vision on a particular project and then like, yeah. But I've got the boxes allocated for Paldea, the new region. You can't see it behind my thing, but I've got the new Pokemon from Arceus. Good. That's good to hear, Nasa. I've got the new Pokemon from Arceus also in there, but I haven't put them in Pokemon Home yet. I've got everything up to Calyrex, I think. But the system that I've got, and this should function, because it's got 905 Pokemon listed, right? So the formulas that I got set up, right? Oh, I can't edit it. That's right, because I don't have edit permissions on this one. But basically, if I can change this on the fly. If I put a space at the end of any of these Pokemon names, it'll take it away from the Pokemon obtained up here. It'll take it away from the percentage. Yeah, like everything will sort of like calculate based on that. So I'm hoping that the new Pokedex comes out soon, so I can start listing all the new Pokemon in the slots. But it feels good to do this, and I think a living Pokedex was like sort of the end goal challenge I wanted for my Pokemon games, because I've always wanted to have all Pokemon, but you don't realize until you're doing it, especially in the earlier games, if you want to get a Bulbasaur and an Ivysaur and a Venusaur all separately, not just like evolve Bulbasaur to Venusaur and go, cool, I've got the Pokedex completed. No, like every individual Pokemon filling the boxes. It's a huge amount of work, and I didn't realize when I started how long it was going to take me. A lot of evolving, a lot of trading, all that kind of stuff. But it's good. It was a nice, fun project to do, and now I'm all up to date for the new Pokemon game. That I can also make a living Pokedex on that, and I can trade the exclusives from Scarlet and Violet and vice versa and all that kind of stuff. That's a nice Pokedex. But do you have Gen 3 event Pokemon in Gen 3? Nossa, see, now that's something I really, really want to do on stream. What Noss has been doing in getting genuine event or getting Pokemon event Pokemon in the games without the distribution cartridges that they had back in the day. It's really, really cool, and there are ways to do it. But there's something else that I want to do on stream as well, which I don't know how unless I get capture devices and everything to show it properly. But I want to grab a team from Pokemon Blue and carry it all the way to Scarlet and Violet. And I'd love to be able to do that on stream, like start a new game in Blue and on OG hardware and carry it all the way to Scarlet and Violet. And it is possible, but only with this special hardware that someone's recently developed. Maybe like as of this year or something like that. There's this Dutch guy on YouTube who made a little one hell of a Nuzlocke run. Yes, a good way to say it. There's like a little device basically, because I think it's between Gen 3 and Gen 4. Someone could correct me. Yeah, 4 Swords. Oh, this is Link to the Past. But same cartridge if you were playing on the GBA. Like 4 Swords and thing. That was how I played 4 Swords as well. Someone can correct me maybe. It's from Gen 3 to Gen 4, I think. There's a block that the games do not translate the Pokemon to the next gen. You can't trade them. There's only one block. Apart from that, you can carry them throughout the whole games. And I want to do this all on genuine hardware. It's probably a bit too big of an undertaking for me alone. Gen 2 to Gen 3, that's it, Nossa, thank you. I consider them legit. The glitch is just switching a variable that allows legitimate code to run. That's legit to me, man. What you described to me, Yeah, is right. Scotty, I stopped playing Arceus halfway through. I enjoyed it, but it got too repetitive for me. Scotty, man, I totally feel you. I had some pretty serious issues with Arceus. I genuinely loved it, or generally loved it. But there were some pretty serious issues I had with the game as well. That grindy patch that you hit, where you have to like grind, like it's that kind of arbitrary length that they add to the game. Was like, oh, you got to grind the Pokedex for like a number of hours before you can continue on the story. Like, fuck that. I didn't like that. It stopped actually twice, I think, in the game, where there was like 2 big roadblocks that that did that, and I didn't enjoy that. But I felt like it was almost like a learning experience for them. They got the overworld working, they got all that kind of stuff working with Arceus, and now they can expand upon that. Now they've got like no instance to battles and everything. Like, it looks like Scarlet and Violet's going to be that, and you're going to be getting Violet, Scotty. So am I. I love the futuristic legendary. I love the exclusives that the Violet has. I'm all on board. My girlfriend's going to be jumping on Scarlet, and we're probably going to be doing a bit of co-op on that. But I very much want to stream that. I think that'd be a lot of fun, especially... Oh no, Pokemon Bank won't be available, will it? No, Pokemon Bank's never available on launch for games. It usually takes a while, doesn't it? Excited for Breath of the Wild 2. Breath of the Wild 2, man. Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm really excited for that, because the time that I had with Breath of the Wild 1 as well, I've played that game so many times now. I'm keen. So GBC to GBA is the one, yep. But I'm determined to do that. I want to do that on stream. I think that'd be a fun thing to do. Four Sword is a fun time, but painful to do multiplayer since it only took one specific type of Game Boy. Yeah, exactly. I actually might, funny enough, I went to Sydney when I was little, and my friend said, look, if you buy the link cable because we had GBA SPs, he's like, if you buy the link cable, I will buy you Link to the Past and Four Swords on the cartridge. I was like, fucking deal, man. And so the whole time we were like on this holiday in Sydney, we were playing Four Swords with the link cable and everything in our hotel beds. It was fucking sick. One of my core memories, I think. Maybe working on International Gen 3, ooh, which is very hard without some stupid pre-order discs from Japan. How much are the pre-order discs? Are they like ludicrously expensive now or something? Yeah, it depends, because I always get confused between Four Sword and Four Swords. There's one on the GameCube, and there's one on the GBA, and I think they're different games. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not too much of a Zelda nerd, so maybe someone can correct me. I want Violet for the funny ghost Bishop. Oh yeah, the one with swords on his hands? He looks like a Metabot, right? I actually got really excited. I tweeted about it as well. I said like, oh, this purple, is it Ceruledge? Ceruledge, I think, just looks like a, basically a Metabot. I'm all about that. I want like Metabots in Pokemon. I like the trailer. That the trailer isn't really giving anything away. They said Breath of the Wild 2 will be a dark game. See, that's what I'm hoping for, Scotty. I hope that Breath of the Wild 2 is like the Majora's Mask to Ocarina of Time. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe they're going with. But I like not knowing much about it. I can't wait to be surprised. I'm going to try and watch as little as possible. It required a Game Boy Advance colored, the really big purple Game Boy. Really? That's interesting. I did not know that. I can't even find pre-order discs, so very expensive is my guess. Oh, shit. Shit. Or $180. Oh, so it's this disc. Celebi pre-order bonus disc, Nintendo GameCube Japan. So this is how you get the specific Japanese Celebi onto your GBA. Am I correct? Also, of course, the RE4 remake is also going to be phenomenal. That looks amazing. I actually haven't played through Resident Evil 4 in such a long time that I'm thinking maybe I could stream that. I know a lot of streamers are doing that, right? Like, they're all streaming that and giving that a try. But I haven't played through it in a long time that I'm almost going in blind. So I wouldn't mind playing through that again before the remake, so I have that as a basis of comparison, like, fresh in my mind. That'd be cool. Clorf. I don't care if it's useless, but it's a meme machine. Yeah, Clorf, ever since it was announced, man, it's freaking awesome. Oh! You're right, Nossa. It is the only Celebi. I remember thinking there was a distribution for Celebi. Yeah, you're right. I remember reading about that much later on in life. I thought that there was a legit way to get Celebi, and there wasn't. Cloth is adorable and derpy. Yeah, for sure, Scotty. I'm with you, Shadow and Scotty, for sure. Also, I'm vibing with the new ghost types in Scarlet and Violet. Oh, actually, you know what we can do? Let's look at some of the new... Because I actually haven't seen a bunch of the new announced Pokemon. Let's have a look at some Pokemon Scarlet, Violet. Let's have a look. If I pop that like that. Let's go... Clorf is the massive one, right? Yeah, that's him. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What are some other ghost types? Leaked chest Ghostmon. No. Which one's that, Shadow? Do you have the name for it? How do you feel about the Silent Hill showcase? I thought that was fucking awesome, honestly. Was it Silent Hill F? Sounds amazing. That is the most interesting thing. The remake is being done by Bloober Team of Silent Hill 2. Don't really feel positive about that personally. And also, I don't think it needs a remake. I think just re-release it. Like a proper HD, not like the fucking one they did on PS3 and 360. Not like the one with didn't have fog and all the bugs and weird shit. No. Do a proper HD remake and you don't need to like... On HD remaster, sorry. And you don't need to do a remake, in my opinion. So curious about the dog evolution. I don't know the dog evolution. If you're interested in glitching, I can ship you my emerald cart that's set up for it. Ooh, we may have to hook to set that up, Nossa. I'd be keen, man. Because I've been very fascinated with all the stuff you're doing, man. I love it. It was a formal announcement for the chest Pokemon. Ooh. What's this? This is Hazy Maze Cave from Super Mario 64. Fuck yeah. Angela was so sad. It was one of the first games I teared up at. Yeah, the Angela scene as well. And what I'm super, super happy about as well is that Angela is actually voiced by a Perth Australian. Her name is Donna Burke. She does a lot of voice acting and stuff like that. She's done actually a bunch of voice acting for Konami games, like Rumble Roses, like Silent Hill 2, and she sung Sins of the Father for MGS5, and she did the voice of the iDroid for MGS5. Very, very talented woman, but yeah, she grew up not far from where I am now, which is crazy. And she also does the voice of the Shinkansen train in Japan. Did a lot of work for Metal Gear and Silent Hill, absolutely. She does a lot of Konami stuff. I actually met her a couple of times too. She's absolutely lovely lady. Perth legend. Yeah. She signed my copy of Peace Walker, I believe. And I took a couple of photos with her and stuff like that. Every now and then she comes back to Perth. But yeah, absolutely lovely lady. Her name's Donna Burke. She's very versatile voice actor as well. It's really cool. Greavard. Greavard, let's have a look. Ooh, I hadn't seen this before. It looks kind of like the lamp Pokemon, or like the candle Pokemon. I like it. That's cool. Now something actually, okay, I haven't Googled this, right? I want you guys to tell me if this is true or not. Is Porygon or any of his evolutions in Scarlet or Violet? I need to know this. I haven't Googled. I don't know. But I hope some announcement has been made since I last checked. That's crazy. Silent Hill and MGS were the games that made me tear up when I was young. Sniper Wolf scenes hit hard. Oh, Scotty, same. Absolutely same. MGS1 was the first game where I saw that games could be cinematic. They could be like, have these really gripping stories that were like the action movies that I watch, you know? It was just, yeah, absolutely like, I teared up big time in MGS1 and Silent Hill 2. He's a chunky boy, yeah, very much so. Don't know about Porygon? Oh, I hope Porygon's in there. See, what I was thinking is that surely Porygon has got to be in there because they've got a lot of like past Pokemon, like sort of prehistoric. They're having the dichotomy of prehistoric and futuristic, right? That's like the past and future. So you would think logically that Porygon being futuristic would represent that side. Maybe? I don't know. I'm hoping. It's me like really being fucking hopeful. Mark! How's it going? Been so long. How you been? So glad you're looking at Pokemon. Just got 2 times Game Boy Pockets and Pokemon Red and Silver 2. Mark, that is awesome to hear, man. I've been doing well though, man. How about you? How have you been? That's really, really good that you get back into Pokemon, man. Funny, because we met when you were selling your Game Boy Advance, wasn't it? I think you were selling a Game Boy Advance. That's so cool, man. Get back into Pokemon. It's super fun. I've been playing Pokemon. If it's here, hang on. Can I? It's gonna show. It's not gonna show, is it? Been playing my OG, my Pokemon Crystal cartridge. Is that gonna actually like sharpen? No. I'm not that lucky. But I've been playing my OG Crystal cartridge, which sadly is now, what is it, missing the save file. The save file died. I think the battery's dead. But yeah, I'm started a new game. Crystal's one of my favorites growing up, so I'm looking forward to get back into that. The other ghost type is Gimmighoul. Damn, they're actually going all out with the ghost types. That's awesome. Oh, I like this one. Look at him, he's awesome. I like this guy. I'm a fan of this guy. That's cool. Maybe they create a Porygon in this region. Yeah, right? Because I think lore-wise, Scotty, I think I think Silphco, did Silphco create Porygon, and then it got loose from the lab and just went wild because it was a synthetic Pokemon. It's not a genuine Pokemon, which is why it's kind of weird that it's in the original 151. You can't forget the legend Pokemon like Smoliv, Lechonk, and Wiglet. I know Lechonk and Wiglet, but I don't know Smoliv. But I like Gimmighoul. Gimmighoul's cool. Ah, Smoliv. Yeah, I know Smoliv. He's just so sad. Someone help him. I can fix that when I do your monitor probably. Oh, Viper. You would be an absolute legend. It is a very cool cart, Nossa. One of my favorites. The fact that it's transparent like that. It's very hard to fake too, which is good. But I think I need new batteries on like all my OG cartridges. Like, I think red, blue, yellow. I mean, whatever's back there. Yeah, red, blue, yellow, gold, silver crystal. Do the GBA ones also lose their batteries pretty quickly? Because I think I need them all. Probably I'll pick 1 or 2 or something. Seems like we might be getting a Poltegeist again. Gimmighoul literally mind controls people to get coins. Really? Is that how it works? I gotta read the description. Oh, hang on. What's the description of that? Oh, it doesn't say. Let me. Oh, whoops. Can we go to like? We'll go to Bulbapedia. Let's have a look. I watched it evolve into an olive branch. Don't know what it is, but all the batteries in mine seem to be okay still. All the GB games at least. Yeah, see, that's what's interesting, Viper. I found with my OG Pokemon cartridges, they load, they just don't save. So I can load my OG like, because I think I used what, like Sephiroth? Or Sephi, or something like that. It was something Sephiroth based because I was obsessed with Final Fantasy VII at the time. In the Pokemon game, so I can see my save files. I just can't. I can't save it. So I think that's the problem. Yeah, man. Gave my GBA to Ashley from EB Games at Gateways. It was cute because she was like, "Oh, I had one of these as a kid." Oh, I know Ash. If it's the Ash that you're talking about, Mark, I know Ash at EB Games Gateways. That's awesome. It was cute because she was like, "Oh, I had one of these as a kid. Crystal, we should battle or start an IRL through Johto together. You can be my rival." That's so cool. Man, I would love that. We should catch up and play some Pokemon sometime, man. We'll get the link cables going, like, either on GBAs or OG game, like chunky, DMG Game Boys, whatever, man. Like, that would be awesome to meet up and, like, do, like, the analog setup, man. I'm keen for that. I'm all about that. Unloading sea containers for work, but it's decent money for difficulty. Ah, dude, that sounds awesome. Interesting. Do you see some interesting things in the sea containers? I imagine you would. I'm pretty good with a soldering iron if you need a hand switching them. Thanks so much, Nos. I really appreciate that. Also, apparently Gimmighoul might be like the teacup Pokemon from Sword and Shield with a chest version and a non-chest version. Ah, interesting. Also, there's... Oh, yeah. I don't know how to pronounce this one. It's the evolution of Girafarig, right? And it's like backwards. I've been like stumbling on my words when I'm trying to pronounce it. Yeah, what's it called again? Pokemon. Let's do Girafarig evolution because I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, Farigiraf. That's it there. So it basically reverses, so the tail is now on the head. And it like closes up and does like hyper beams and shit. Or armor tail. It like closes up and does like an armored version of it. It's so cool. Yeah, and everyone, I didn't realize right, but there's like a dedicated Girafarig fandom. Because when this Pokemon was announced, everyone lost it. Everyone was like, holy shit, Girafarig finally has an evolution, finally! And I'm like, Girafarig fans? But people probably think the same thing about Porygon, right? Like, Porygon doesn't really have any fans. I'm obsessed with Porygon, but it's not a very popular Pokemon, so I'm sure I can very much relate. But the fact that there was like a, yeah, all these fans were like, finally, we've been asking Pokemon Company for so long. Also becomes a normal psychic. Ah. Giraffes don't have vocal cords, right? Good question, Scotty. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, what's this? Ah, it's an East game, this particular track. What I should set up, actually, is like a little now playing widget for like what I'm playing. Or what music is playing, because quite often I don't even know until I look over my other monitor. Also, you can't forget about Armarouge, Pawmi, and Bellibolt. I don't recognize those. Armarouge. Is that the one that has like big shoulder pads? Yeah, it's the counterpart to Ceruledge. See, how cool does that Pokemon look? How cool does that look? That looks like a Metabot. That looks like a Pokemon like out of its region. And it does like, it puts like its shoulder pads down on its arms and does like a big beam thing. That's so cool. I kind of want both Armarouge and Ceruledge in my team. Just because they look so sick. Look at that. Is that fan art? That's fan art. That's sick. Pawmi. Pawmi is that little dog Pokemon, is it? Oh, that actually rings a bell. Yeah, it's the one. Or dog thing. Whatever. Or mouse Pokemon, sorry. Maybe this is going to be like this version's Pikachu. Or something. That's pretty cool though. I do like that. And Bellibolt. I actually don't recognize Bellibolt. Oh, no, I did see that one. It looks so weird. It looks really strange. Look at him go. Oh, man. Look, he's so goofy. I like it. Is it just electric? Is it like anything else? I want to go to like the official Pokemon website listing for it. It's funny how like the official Pokemon website's page for it is so far down. Like you've got to go to like... Oh no, there it is, there it is. Bellibolt, a new Pokemon you can meet in the Paldea region. Bellibolt expands and contracts its elastic body to generate electricity in an organ that looks like a belly button. The huge amount of electricity generated this way is then discharged from the two bumps on either side of its head that resemble eyeballs. Wait, they're not its eyes? It's the two eyes that are above its mouth. No. Hang on. Oh god. It's not like I'm zooming in. Those are its eyes. Those are its actual eyes. Oh, it's like the basilisks from Dark Souls. Is that it? No way. That's fucking great. That's amazing. I love it. Its actual eyes are adorably small and round, so when it tries to be intimidating, it puts the eye-like bumps to good use. Easygoing by nature, it doesn't notice an opponent until attacked. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's wonderful. Fido. Fido as well. I know Fido. I need them to make some good Bugmons. That's my favorite type. Oh, that's interesting. That's right, Scotty. You told me Bug is your favorite type. I love that you're a Bug type trainer. That's sick. Apparently Fido exhales yeast. Exhales yeast? How does that work? It is difficult to train Bellibolt to initiate a battle without it being attacked first. After the sun sets, you can hear strange noises coming from Bellibolt's habitat. This noise is not Bellibolt's cries, but a sound emitting from their stomachs. It is known that this sound signals that they are hungry. That's so good. This is a new ability. Electromorphosis is a new ability appearing for the first time in these titles. Bellibolt becomes charged when hit by an attack, boosting the power of the next electric type move it uses. What if Bellibolt starts being used in like competitive play or something? It's gonna be interesting. Red Dog Fairy, that's actually, hang on, can we... What's that? Reduced motion. I don't know what that is. Can I check up, like... Well, these are the starters, yeah. Actually, question. What starter is everyone going with? To me, this doesn't really matter too much. I usually with starters, unless it's like the OGs, the last maybe 3 generations or so, or 4 generations or so, I haven't really cared about the starters at all. So with this one, I care probably even less. But I have my pick already, and I would like to hear everyone else's picks. I can't forget about Set Titan. Oh yeah, and Grafify. That's a Pokemon. Oh yeah, I saw this one announced. Grafify. It looks really cool. It looks like Stitch, man. It looks like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, which is my favorite Disney movie by far. That's cool though. I like it. Cool Pokemon. And Setitan. Oh, that's that snow Pokemon, right? Everyone's losing their minds about this. It looks really, really cool, actually. Its mouth is very unique. I like it. It's got a very unique design to it in general. Yeah, this one actually has a very good chance of being a part of my team just because of how unique it looks. I like it a lot. Not usually a type that I would go with, but I like it a lot. That's sick. Nice. Did that work? Yeah. Well, you can see that the ICE of the nice. Hang on, I gotta bring Dax a lot closer. Maybe you can see the full thing. There we go. I get the starter for the final form and box them. I want to use other mons. Exactly, Scotty. That's the way to do it. For sword, I did water, and for fire, the one before that, so I need to continue the cycle. Ah, so you've got like a pattern going, do you? For me... where's my Chrome? For me, I tend to go water types. The only exception to that, I think, since the beginning, has been... Well, actually, no, my first time I ever chose the water type in Gen 2, I chose Feraligatr, or what's the first one called? I forgot what it's called. Goes something Croconaw, Feraligatr. Can't remember. Apparently, Cloyitz is coming back. Maybe we'll be my Watermon. Ah. Oh, see, everyone needs to spam me as soon as you find out that Porygon. As soon as anyone finds out that Porygon is in this game, that you can get it either in the Pokédex, you can catch it, whatever. Spam me. Either spam my Discord server or Totodile. That's the one, Mark. Yeah, I chose Totodile, but actually no, I think it's been water all the way through. Squirtle, Totodile, whatever that one was, I can't remember. Chikorita needs more love. Yeah, Chikorita's good, but see, I was really partial to Typhlosion. I really like Typhlosion, so I think in my subsequent playthrough of Gen 2, I chose Typhlosion. I'm drawing so many blanks on Pokemon now. Let's have a look, actually. If we go to Cerebi, let's have a look. If we go to Cerebi, Scarlet and Violet Pokedex, because I know the full Pokedex isn't out yet. Typhlosion is a better 2D model than a 3D one in my opinion. Yeah, actually that's a good point. Yeah, I don't really like it in 3D as much as 2D. 2D it looks sick. Okay, so I think they've noted here already like what's available and what isn't. Or sorry, what is available, and you can just infer what isn't so far. So you can get the evolutions, of course, because everyone loves the evolutions. Yeah. Oh, they got Toxtricity and Toxel. I didn't realize it was that popular. They got a lot of the evolutions, of course. Gyarados and Magikarp, they're fan faves. Houndour and Houndoom, really? Fletchling, Fletchinder, they're like, you want to have Fletchling as like one of those kind of like a Pokemon that you just see a lot in the regions, right? What type was Roly-Coly? It was a coal one. Oh, Roly-Coly, I actually liked that one too. It evolved into, I can't remember what it evolved into, but I had it as part of my team for quite a while too. It was a strong Pokemon. When I read Roly-Coly, it was just like, what the hell is that one? You know what I hated in Sword and Shield? That Roly-Coly's final evolution wasn't a train. Yeah, it should have been, right? Should have been. Yeah, of course, all those. Yeah, see, this one looks like it's the evolution prior to the Legendary's evolution, because it looks like a motorcycle, kind of. But I'm very interested to see how the evolutions work. Sorry, the Legendaries work, because you must get it early on for the fact that they're used as flying, as motorcycles, as all that stuff, right? I mean, the second evolution was a minecart, but then it just becomes a golden ripoff. True, true. But I still like it. It's still really cool. A lot of those modern Pokemon feel soulless, to be honest. I agree. There's a bunch of Pokemon that I have no interest in, but I'm in the minority, I suppose. A lot of people still love them. But comparison to previous regions, this is why I'm so dependent on new games having a good catalogue of previous regions in the Pokedex. It doesn't necessarily need Porygon, but I just love Porygon, of course. That's just why I want it. Yeah, see this guy right here, Ceruledge Edge. Oh, I'm so keen. He's probably going to be my new fave. Like, the fact that Porygon might not be there is made okay by the fact that I can get like this cool ass Metabot looking Pokemon. Oh, that's sick. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna tweet out. I'm gonna tweet out that I'm live, which is a new thing for me. I don't do this very often. I don't like marketing myself, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the thing. Stream, gushing out Pokemon and hanging out on stream at twitch.tv. I almost forgot my own fucking display name then. Dax EXE. Let's have a look. Is that going to work? Oh, actually, question. For those who use Twitter, is putting a URL in a tweet inherently going to, like, cut the reach? I don't know. I don't tweet very often anymore. Gosh, no Pokemon and hanging out on stream at... I don't know, man. I don't know these things. Oh, yeah. Apparently the wacky Stonehenge Pokemon and Ice Cube Penguin are coming back. Really? I remember those ones. Oh, there we go. There's Gimmighoul. I like Gimmighoul. I'm a big fan. Holy shit. Okay, hang on. Hang on. This is a big ass Pokédex. Give me one sec. Never tweeted a URL. You know what? We're just gonna wing it. Gushing out Pokemon hanging out on stream at Pokemon news and hanging out on stream at. Ugh, feels weird. Feels icky to like market myself. I don't like it. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. And maybe on Instagram too. No, that's too much. Too much. Calm down, Dax. I think growing up with Pokemon, we had the anime as well, so the Pokemon had personalities to us. That's true. That's very true. They had more personalities to them. And I think the more basic the designs, I tend to like those more. You know one of my favorite Pokemon designs of recent years? I'll show you. Is this guy. Duraludon. I think he's just a pure... Oh no, he's Dragon Steel, I think. But this guy's design looks so interesting to me. Not so much this. It's cool to have the Gigantamax, like... Oh, look at that ass. This guy actually didn't realize it went out that far. Anyway, get distracted. I think his design in general seems very, very basic, and it looks very Gen 1, Gen 2. to me, if you know what I mean. Maybe I'm just seeing things that aren't there because I'm biased that he's he's actually one of my favorite Pokemon. But it's so rare to actually have a new Pokemon that I like a lot. And this one in general just feels like a very basic design, that like a silhouette, you could recognize what it is and stuff like that. And I think it's just genuinely a very cool design. It feels like something that Sugimori would have designed back in the day for like the earlier gens. Araquanid, good choice, Scotty. Actually, I like that one. Seems like Sinistee is coming back this gen as well. Really? So they've got a lot of Pokemon that I'm surprised they're bringing back. We got Psyduck and Golduck, that's cool. You got Growlithe, you got Arcanine, yeah, they're fan faves. Slowpoke and Slowbro, can't go wrong. Magnemite, Magneton would work really well for like the past and future thing. Very much so. You got Grimer, you got Mark. Yeah, that would still work too. You could apply them to this situation, right? You can't go wrong with Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. Of course, Gengar's one of my all-time favorites. Absolutely love it. Do you only have 2 spider Pokemon? Yeah, because you've got the one that holds like a little like water thing above its head, which is the one that's previous to Araquanid, and then you've got Joltik, and then you've got like Joltik evolves into the big electric spider one, and then you've got what's it called? Spinarak. You've got Spinarak, and then it evolves into Ariados. So you have like 3 base spider Pokemon that I'm aware of that evolve into 1 evolution of a spider Pokemon each. Hunting Sinistee was the highest level of pain. Oh yeah, because the fake? Yeah, getting the shiny version of the certified variant was a pain. Yeah, absolutely. I had trouble with it too. Scyther, I'm glad Scyther's in there because now I think they've actually put all 3 forms of Scyther. Oh, sorry. Yeah, all 3 forms of Scyther. Right? You got Scyther, and then it evolves either into one of 2 things. Scizor, which is absolutely one of my favorites. You can tell I'm biased for like fucking what is it? Steel types. I love my steel types. Or Scyther can go into Cleaver. That's right. And Cleaver is also in the game. I read that all 3 of them are there. And Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite, course, hell yeah. Pichu, course, gotta be there. Igglybuff, Flaffy, Ampharos. Merit, Flaffy, and Ampharos. Actually, that's not... I didn't expect that. Marill and Azumarill, they're pretty popular. Yeah, steel types, you got it. Scizor. See, I'm already happy that Scizzor's in there. Scizzor's good. And Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar. Can't go wrong with those 3. Hell yeah. Cannot go wrong with them. Gardevoir's also a fan favorite, so like definitely got to be there. Oh, Dunsparce. Imagine if Dunsparce gets an evolution. That'd be interesting. Wouldn't mind seeing that. Oh, I've got a friend who is obsessed with Sableye. She's going to be over the moon that Sableye's in the game. So I like to just communicate with my friends and see like, oh, what games, what everyone's faves are. So if their faves are in this game, then I can like gush to them about it. I was like, your fave's in the game, everything's okay. I got a friend whose favorite is Altaria as well, so that's cool. She's gonna be happy. Clauncher and Cloyster is that line that I always wanted to use but could never find in time. Oh, Salamence. I like Salamence. Salamence is one of the pseudo-legendaries, right? Pretty strong Pokemon too. Tropius. Do you like Tropius, Scotty? Tropius is interesting. It feels like an evolution of a Pokemon, but it's not. It always feels like, oh, it evolves from something. But it's like standalone. Very, very cool. I like it. And Starly, Staravia, Staraptor, of course, yeah, you want to have those kind of mons that you can just that roam around a lot. Or if Bonsly's in, then you've got Sudowoodo, that's cool. Never finished it. Not here, not for long, but I'm here. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How's it going? How's your day been? Apparently you might get Hariyama back. Oh yeah, Hariyama's in it too, I believe. I think I saw it earlier. Frostlass. Oh, you like Frostlass? Actually, Frostlass is a pretty good Pokemon. You don't see Frostlass very much. Or at least it's not a very popular Pokemon. Yeah, Frostlass, there we go. I like Rotom. Rotom's pretty fun. It goes Bug, then Grass, then Ice type. Ah, there you're in order of your faves, Scotty. That's cool, man. I love that. There's so few people that I know that are into bugs and grass types and everything. It makes me so happy that you are. It's really cool. Frostlass always has a place in your team. Frostlass is a powerful Pokemon too. Electros is actually a very, very interesting Pokemon that my friend tends to use a lot. I find this to be a very, very interesting Pokemon. So my friend basically brings this online and played it in... what was the 3D when it first arrived in 3D? X and Y. He used it in X and Y quite a lot, and a lot of people think like, oh, it's got to be a water type, right? And so they're using electric moves against it and going, it's not very effective. What's going on? The fact that it's just a pure electric Pokemon is really, really strange, and a lot of people, unless you're familiar with Electros, you don't know that, because you would assume like, oh, it's a water Pokemon, right? Maybe you can guess by the name as well, the fact that it's like Electros. I don't know. Need to buy Ruby and Sapphire again. Mark, they're great games, man. I loved the jump to GBA. I remember I didn't have the money back in the day to get Ruby or Sapphire, and a very generous friend of mine, who's still actually very good friends to this day, gave me his Ruby cartridge. He's like, oh man, because you haven't been able to play it, I finished it already, you can just have it, man. And I've still got that same Ruby cartridge to this day. I thought it was one of the most wonderful things anyone's ever done for me, because I was so bummed out that I was going to miss out on that gen, that my friend was like, dude, yeah, have it. And yeah, I still got it, still got my save file on it, still going strong. It's awesome. When I do battles, people tend to go for hard hits. I like the long game, and grass and bug help with that. Interesting. And see, with grass and bug, I assume you have a lot of poison, and a lot of like stun, paralysis moves and all that kind of stuff. If you get access to that whole move set, you can have very, very annoying Pokemon in the best of ways, like to make it really hard for your opponent. That's awesome. Usually do Ghost / Psychic, then it goes down from there, usually going Fairy, Fire / Electric, Grass, and so on. Good choices, Shadow. Good choices. The one that I always hated to fight was Stunfisk. Yeah, Stunfisk is another one of those really annoying Pokemon too. The memories a cart can bring. Exactly, man. Exactly. I've still got it, and I'm pretty sure I still got those same OG Pokemon that I on the save file from back then too. I forget we're not the same age. I love those sweet old memories. Yeah, man. It's I think I did get Pokemon Emerald new, but I missed out on it. Like, I got that like after like everyone had got, like, I was very late to a lot of things, because like growing up with not much money, I tend to like be very late to things. Remember, I don't know if anyone grew up with Digimon, like, you know, the Digimon VPET devices, and you could train them, you could battle them, you could put your little the contacts together and battle your Digimon and everything with the VPETs. They've recently re-released them through like GameSpot and EB Games and stuff like that. I got one of those, but like a full 6 months after like everyone else was out of it. Like, I was like, yeah, I got one, because my friend sold me his one. And funny story on how I got it. He was just like, oh man, I don't want it anymore. You can have this one for $2. I was like, cool, thanks man. Like, I can't wait to get into it. And I got it for $2 off my friend. And no one else was playing anymore. Also, the reason why he sold it to me for so cheap was because he dropped it in the toilet. And I didn't know this until after. And it still worked. Still going strong and all that kind of stuff. I don't have it anymore, sadly. But it was a toilet Digimon. And that's why I got it for so cheap. But I didn't get to battle anyone, because everyone already had ended. So we had this little trick with the Digimon V-Pets. The little, there was like the little, you know when you pull out the tab of like the side of like a Tamagotchi or a V-Pet thing? The little plastic tab that you pull out? Between the batteries and the contact level, like when you pull out the tab, it activates it, blah, blah, blah. But I figured out this little trick where like I would cut up my, like a little plastic strip. Like we had the snacks in Australia, which is like a little biscuits you would dip into cheese and everything, but the packaging was like this little like thin plastic. So I cut it into a strip, and you would insert and remove the little plastic strip in that little gap in the Digimon. You do that over and over again until it would glitch out and generate a really high level Digimon. So I got myself Devimon through doing that. And I remember going like, yeah, I've got a Devimon now. I can't wait. I've caught up to everyone. I've glitched a really cool Digimon. Someone's got to battle me now, right? And no one battled me, because everyone was already out of it by that point. Ground electric type used to be able to float. A friend from school His younger brother was in an advert for Digimon. Really? He was in an advert for Digimon. Oh, that would have been so cool. I was playing my teal Game Boy Color with yellow and blue on my trampoline in the backyard in 2006-07. Oh, Mark, that sounds like the life, man. That sounds like the life. Weezing used to have the ability to levitate, so it was only weak to psychic. Oh, that's right. I remember that actually. I had some friends who were like exploiting that too. I remember only picking up Fairy originally in Gen 6 to mess with my friend that usually had a really heavy dragon team. Oh, that's clever. Yeah, Fairy's a good type to delve into as well. I think so. It feels pretty unpopular in general, but I like Fairy type. Not one of my personal favorites, but I like that. Especially people building like fairy teams. And I know it's kind of illogical to build like, if you're a gym leader, what type would you use? Because of course, all someone needs is like one, you know, like a fire type to battle your steel, or a water type to battle your fire. But I like building that coordinated like steel team as like, if I was a gym leader kind of thing. I do like that. Knowingly Fairy resists bug type. Oh really, is that how it works? I'm not too familiar with Fairy's strengths and weaknesses. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? Oh, Litleo and Pyroar in there as well. They got Flabébé. They got Flabébé. I know Porygon. See, I'm just going to disappoint myself further and further as I go through this. I'm assuming these are all Pokemon that we've seen in trailers, right? Like we've seen all these Pokemon in revealed footage and everything they've shown us. Oh, I do like Corviknight. Corviknight's pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. Roly-Poly. Carkol. And Colossal, that's what it's called. That's the one. Known to be the most annoying person out of my friends to battle. Do you pick like really annoying like builds to choose? As far as you know, cool. Yeah, I've got another friend who's the same way. He picks, like, he doesn't look up anything online or any of that kind of stuff. He just like picks these very annoying movesets and annoying ability combinations with Pokemon, and it's very, very interesting to see. Especially, he used to make people rage quit in X and Y because he would just drag it out so much. He would just be constantly like healing with leftovers and healing with something else with, I can't remember, and he would basically make people quit the match so he would win by default. It was so interesting. They haven't made a bug dragon, have they? Good question. Bug dragon Pokemon. No. No, I don't think so. Unless this Cyclizar is a bug dragon. Is it? Hang on. Oh, there's Stonjourno and the Ice Cube as well, the Ice Cube Pokemon. When Gen 4 came around, my older brother and I, around your age at the time, early 18, 19, we shipped our Gen 3 Pokemon up to Gen 4 to battle. Great memories of taking on his Umbreon level 87 with my level 78 Salamence. Oh, Mark, that's sick. That's awesome you did that. Need to learn how to EV train though, yeah. Oh, there's lots of stuff that I need to learn with Pokemon. That's just because of his typings on my team, I cover large bases. We have some grass dragons, like I know Applin's in this game. Yeah, Applin is a grass dragon, but what type is Cyclizar? Because he's one of the new Pokemon, right? Dragon normal. Not bug dragon. It's nice to see that there's still types that haven't been covered yet, or type combinations that haven't been covered yet. I do really like that. I think that it leaves things open. Oh, Dreepy, Dracloak, and Dragapult. And Cleaver as well. See this guy? Miraidon. I am keen. I'm keen as a bean. I saw this guy in the sort of first reveal trailer. I'm all about it. Look at that. Look at this guy. You cannot get much better than that. Like, being like a cybernetic Pokemon with like jets and all that kind of stuff. Like, for me, just it ticks all the boxes. I want to get like those. I used to build teams of artificial Pokemon. I used to have, even though I tend to not really like having a full team of legendaries or whatever, but there's so few artificial Pokemon. But I had like Mewtwo, Genesect, Porygon Z, and what was the other artificial Pokemon? I can't remember, but this skin, yeah, I don't like, yeah, I don't like gravitating like, too heavily towards legendaries as part of my team, but I want more examples of artificial Pokemon, and I feel like this might have more of those. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Great to see so many Pokemon fans in Perth, makes me happy. Yeah, absolutely, man. There's some good Pokemon meetups that we have sometimes too. Applin is very derpy, yeah, for sure. Ditto, yeah, Ditto is very much artificial. I had Ditto as part of my team for a while. I had an Imposter Ditto with like 5 IVs, and I was really, really happy to use that. Because Imposter Ditto, if you aren't aware, as soon as it comes out, you don't waste a turn. It immediately copies the other Pokemon. It doesn't, you don't have to wait a turn to use Transform, and then you've wasted that bit of health. Imposter Ditto is like where it's at. And so I had I think it might have even been shiny. I think I had a blue 5 IV shiny Ditto. It was like part of my team for a while. That was with, what game was that? I can't remember which one. But yeah, Ditto being an artificial Pokemon as well was a good pick. But I was trying to swap out my legendaries as much as possible because I didn't want to rely too heavily on them. But the Pokedex looks pretty good. There's a hell of a lot of Pokemon being confirmed for it so far. I wish I knew how many were confirmed. It doesn't say. I'm not sure. But it is a large Pokedex. It doesn't look like the lot, and I don't think they'll ever do the lot unless they get off the Switch, because the Switch is too limiting for so many things. I'm looking forward to like a Switch Pro or something that allows developers to make better looking games on the Switch. It's a bit restricting. But Titan, I like this guy. He's good. And Gimmighoul as well. I'm sold. So that's the chest form of Gimmighoul. That's so cool. The fact that it's a part of the Pokemon, like the little guy, the roaming form, and there's a chest form. Look at the roaming form. Look at this guy. So, like, what if your Pokemon type was just like, man, I want a criminal. I want an absolute criminal for my Pokemon. You got it, right there. I bet you he steals everything. What's another one actually that does that? I don't know, but if your favorite type of Pokemon is like fucking just straight up criminal, there you go. Like a Niffler, yeah, exactly right. I played Dead by Daylight on the Switch. I know pain. Oh, far out. Does Scotty, does Dead by Daylight not run very well on Switch? Because yeah, I got a few friends who played a lot on PC, but on Switch I imagine it's not a very smooth process. So this is like the empty chest version. Various stages of Gimmighoul's chest form shown during the initial website teaser. See, I've been missing a lot of the reveals. It's okay, but when you're up against PC players, you feel the difference. Ah, I see. Is there a way to set it up so you only up against Switch players, so you don't do cross-platform? Gotta bounce, great to see you chat soon. No worries, dude. I'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks for coming by. Have a great day. Yeah, this is probably my favorite new reveal. Gimmighoul, like, that's so good. Let me have a look. Pokemon. Gimmighoul. In fact, even the name is good. Look at him go. Look at him go. That's wonderful. The coin chest Pokemon. I want to read about him on the official website. Let's do this. I'm sure he's got a good description. It hides inside a treasure chest and it moves slowly. These Gimmighoul hide inside sturdy treasure chests. While this provides them with a solid defense, the treasure chest weight causes Gimmighoul to move slowly, making travel difficult. It's not uncommon for chest form Gimmighoul to be mistaken for an antique and taken home or sold to an antique store. Gimmighoul controls people and Pokemon, making them collect coins. When Gimmighoul senses a Pokemon draw near, it ambushes them. The thing is though, Pokemon's surely gone all digital at this point, right? In terms of currency. What kind of coins is he stealing? He uses ghost energy to control its target, forcing them to collect coins. Because it often hides in warehouses, shop corners, and other places people and Pokemon don't frequent, it tends to keep persistent control of those it does to manage to encounter. Persistent control? He keeps going? NFTs, yeah, that's it. One of the people who wished Nickit had a better Evo. Yeah, I agree. Shadow. Whether we severely limit players, Switch is the least played console for Dead by Daylight. Ah, okay. I always wanted Wooloo to evolve into a wolf Pokemon. That would have been interesting, Scotty. That would have been really creative for them to do that. Gimmighoul just stealing NFTs. It seems that Gimmighoul has a second form called Roaming Form Gimmighoul. This kind of Gimmighoul doesn't hide in a treasure chest. It's small, carries a single coin on its back, and can be found hiding all over Paldea. However, since they run away as soon as a person approaches, it seems not a single trainer in Paldea has ever managed to catch one. Surprisingly, Roaming Form Gimmighoul has been spotted in the world of Pokemon Go as well. Oh, and that's how I think it was revealed, wasn't it? People were talking about it, I think. It appears that Mr. Jacques, an expert on biology of Pokemon in the Paldea region, and Professor Willow have joined forces to devise a way to catch them. Please wait for future announcements to hear all about the results. I remember when they showed Meltan off first in Pokemon Go. I thought it was a glitch. I didn't think it was an actual Pokemon model. With it had like a little melty kind of ditto kind of like thing with a nut, like a metal nut on top of the ditto thing. It was a weird design. I like Melmetal though. Melmetal was one of those Pokemon, one of those new Pokemon that actually I really like. And I really like it as part of my team too. Because I think the bigger, what's the Gigantamax version? It looks like Starman from the Mother series from Earthbound and stuff. I really like that. That's cool though. Gimmighoul's good shit. Well, that's sad though. Its roaming form, Gimmighoul is extremely timid, running away and dropping its coin as soon as anyone approaches. It does not manipulate people and Pokemon to give it coins like its chess form counterpart. Instead, it is able to gather coins by itself. Despite being found everywhere in Paldea, no one has apparently been able to capture roaming form Gimmighoul. Imagine its catch rate is really, really small, like really, really low. I feel like they didn't have more than 8 bug types in the Pokedex. You reckon? I hope not. I hope there's more. Ordial, welcome to the stream. How's it going, Sean? Long time no see. I wonder. No, okay. That's fine. Let's just check in something. Where's my thingy? So I'm curious about this one because it feels like almost like a gimmicky Pokemon, but I think we need more Pokemon like this, especially like what's it called? Ceruledge? This guy is my jam. What, like his steel no, Ghost Fire I think it is. Or is it Steel Ghost? I think it's Ghost Fire. Yeah, Fire Ghost. And the other one's Fire Psychic. Look at this guy. They've equated him to Zero from Mega Man as well. Maybe that's why I like him so much, because I like Zero from Mega Man as well. But this guy is so sick. I say this a lot, but legitimately, he doesn't look like he fits in the Pokemon universe, and I think that's awesome. I think that's a point in its favor. People have done fan art on it already. That's amazing. But I think these two new additions are really, really cool. Doing great, thanks. How are you? I'm doing well, Ordial. Oh, waiting for God of War to come in the post. Did you get the big fancy super ultra massive collector's edition that's like this big? With the big is it with the axe or something? I got a friend who jumped on that. And yeah, it looks really, really cool. I'm not too huge of a God of War fan, but I got some friends who are like they're really, really happy that they've got a new game coming out. Nope, in Collector's Editions only has a digital copy, so I skipped it. Oh, really? Oh, man. Ordial, yeah, this is happening more and more lately where they skip on having a physical copy with the Collector's Editions. What's with that? You should get everything. Why you have to miss out on something? With the Collector's Editions, you should get the game as well. It doesn't make any sense to me why they don't have it. But it is a far too common occurrence these days. It's not good. But yes, Ceruledge. Actually, I haven't read the description on Ceruledge yet. Yes, yeah, makes me extra glad that I'm choosing Pokemon Violet as well, because the fact that he's in this too, that's awesome. Cerulean Edge dons an old set of armor steeped in grudges and wields blades made of fire and ghost energy. Oh, that sounds fucking sick. In battle, these blades transform into great swords to increase Cerulean Edge's power. Cuts from the great swords leave wounds from which life energy will flow. That sounds very Final Fantasy-esque. Cerulean Edge prefers close-quarter combat and isn't above using tactics such as sneak attacks and surprise attacks to win a battle. It uses its quick movements and to capitalize on its opponent's blind spots, then closes the distance to slashes. This sounds just like... This description just reads like nothing personal, kid. Nothing personnel, kid. Like teleports behind you. Like, come on. As much as I love this Pokemon, that's what this feels like. And I feel like all those kids who write kind of like fanfic like that, which I was one of them, would be choosing this Pokemon. For sure. I think this game has loads of leaks now with the Pokedex. Yeah, but still no Porygon. I don't know where Porygon is. Where's my Porygon? Ordile, please tell me. I need my Porygon. I'm gonna like riot. Tell it's 15 for me. Time for bed. Oh, far it is that early for you, man. Scotty, no. Happy I caught you streaming. Had fun chatting with you all. Have a great day / night. Or fingers crossed you can stream more. I dare very much aim to, Scotty. Thank you so much for coming by and have a great, well-deserved sleep considering how early it is for you, man. Far out. But thanks for coming by. I'll talk to you soon. It's nice that I've gone from the Own Edge line to Cerulean Edge. Ah, interesting. Well, Own Edge is actually pretty good as well. Is Totodile in it? Oh, Totodile's not in it. Yet. We don't know. There's still a chance. Yeah, starters are always a bit of a weird one. Sometimes you're not 100% certain if they're going to be in the game at all. I feel like Porygon has a chance because of like the whole futuristic side of things in dichotomy to like something else in the past. I don't know. Totodile's pretty popular though. You'd think it would be, but starters are always been of a weird space. Bitter Blade is a fire-type physical move that gathers the lingering regrets of the fallen into Cerulean Edge's swords, allowing it to focus that bitterness into a slashing attack. The swords then absorb life energy from wounds they made, and the user's HP is restored by up to half the damage taken by the target. Oh. Excuse me. But I love that description. It's a move that gathers the lingering regrets of the fallen into the swords. That sounds sick. That sounds amazing. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, what is up with my hair? I got like kind of like a Beatles style going. I gotta get a haircut. It's too long. But yeah, I'm keen. This may be my main. He's definitely a part of my team for sure. He's 5'3". He's gonna be like taller than the trainers, than the kids that we play as. Far out. What's the ability? Bitter Blade. What's Flash Fire? Oh, we got some music from the King of Fighters 95. Okay, Flash Fire makes the Pokemon immune to fire-type moves and will activate when hit by what? When activated, the power of the Pokemon's fire-type move is increased by 50%, while subsequent hits by fire-type moves will not provide further increase in power. Interesting. Oh, okay, so a lot of fire-type Pokemon have Flash Fire, and Cerulean seems to be the latest. Oh, and Armor Rouge as well. Oh, Center Scorch. I like Center Scorch. Very cool Pokemon. Whoa, what is that? What is that? That's sick. How come I never knew this existed? What's that from? That's awesome though. PokeStar Studios opponents with Flash Fire. What? That's a fucking awesome Tyranitar. PokeStar Studios. Oh, it's in black and white? Oh, it's like a Tyranitar being Godzilla kind of thing. Even more so than it already is. Oh, that's sick. Why can't I get... They're teasing me. They don't want... Like, they're hiding this kind of Tyranitar design. That's sick. I'd be all over that. What a shame. best Tyranitar design. And it's like legit as well. It's not like fan art. Amazing. The Center Scorch is one of those really cool Pokemon as well. One of the new designs that I actually really, really like. Deserves more love in my opinion. Very, very cool. Alright, I've got too many tabs up. But yeah, this guy I'm a fan of. How long have I been streaming for? Holy shit. Almost like 2 hours. Time has flown by. I should be getting dinner soon, honestly. Like I'm not that hungry, but I probably should. See, I planned 2 hours. That's pretty good. Damn. Didn't expect. I haven't eaten anything today, actually. It's probably not a good sign. Probably should. Man, this soundtrack is sick. King of Fighters 95. It's not often that I listen to Rainwave, actually. I do it as background for the stream, and I usually discover some really cool soundtracks. I've never been into the King of Fighters games. Little question before I turn to works. SC today, or do you have evening plans, good sir? Dax, I do not. I'm up for Star Citizen tonight for sure. I'm keen. Kitty, welcome to the stream. How's it been? Long time no chat. What are we looking at? We're just looking at new Pokemon for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which are coming out soon. Very soon, actually. But how have you been, Kitty? Let me check Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm basically like planning out my team for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Yeah. When does it come out? 18th of November. Cool. I so rarely pre-order anything. But Pokemon gets pre-ordered. I'm always a sucker for Pokemon ever since, like, you know, the old days and everything. Yes, I'm keen to explore the universe with you, Hex. You and I playing Star Citizen recently, like Hex got me into Star Citizen for anyone watching. And even though it's still got a long way to go, playing it with someone is so different from playing it by myself. I used to play Star Citizen a little bit on one of the free fly weekend things that they did, and yeah, I didn't find it as interesting, and also my computer was struggling to run it too. I think because it wasn't installed on an SSD. But it's so nice to explore the universe with a friend. It's really nice. Star Citizen. So Hex helped me get this ship in the game, which is a ship that I've wanted for a very long time. The last thing I pre-ordered was Elden Ring. Yeah, same I think actually. I didn't oh, look at that. Beast. Absolute beast. I can't wait to fly it again and not crash it this time ideally. But yeah, I'm very happy with that ship. It's such a cool Firefly-esque looking ship. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Ebon Hawk from Star Wars as well, the cockpit at least. A little bit. Not really, but a little bit. Good for the most part. Still adjusting, going off one medication completely. Oh, that's rough, Kitty. Like the adjustment period for that, all kind of stuff, that must be really rough. One thing is the brain zaps, but oh my god, I can feel my emotional situation checking every corner. Oof, far out, Kitty. That must be so rough. I've got a friend actually going through a very similar, another friend going through a very similar thing at the moment, and it sounds like a fucking roller coaster, honestly. The school bus / RV of spaceships, exactly. That's what it feels like too. But it's so cozy. You know what? I used to boot up a game like Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter, and have a save point in the particular point in the game where my ship would be in the hangar like that, and I would walk up, and I would walk and sit there, and I would just stand there and just walk around my ship. I wouldn't do any missions, I wouldn't leave the hangar bay, I'd just walk around my ship and just imagine myself in that universe. And it feels really lame to say it out loud, but I just wanted a game like that so badly, and I'm damn sure I'm going to do the same thing. I'll boot up Star Citizen and just sit in the hangar and just walk around my ship and just be like, this is my ship. This is my ship, and I'm going to like put things in here. I'm going to do like, I don't know. It feels very cool. Going off antidepressant. Yeah. Going from serotonin type to dopamine type. Holy crap. That must be an absolute roller coaster, Kitty. Yeah, it's not Brain Zaps, Brain Zoop, it's gone. Should stabilize in some time. I hope it does stabilize for you, Kitty. That sounds really rough. Ferrari owner experience, exactly, Viper. So, like, I just been doing that. Like, even in the starter ship that I got, I was doing that. Even though, like, you've got the cockpit, you've got like the seat, and then immediately behind you, you've got a bed, and you've got doors left and right. That's it. You've got like a little, like a circle you can walk around in. But this is like next level. I can like walk around my ship and just imagine. Because what my dream was to have a ship in Star Citizen, or a Star Citizen-like game, where you can have a ship that you live in, like the Firefly experience, where you have, like you walk up the ramp to your small ship, where you have a small crew maybe, and this one has a crew of like 4. I think you can have 4 people in the cockpit, and that sounds so cozy to me. And you got like the bunk beds. I'll see if I can get like a 3D view of. Oh, here we go. So like it's a very awesome design for a ship, and it's something that you can function, you can use by yourself. You don't need other people, but you can have a crew as well. And something I wasn't used to as well, and I crashed it immediately after I got it because I took off and didn't realize, because it wasn't VTOL, that I couldn't just like take off vertically. I just went and like straight into the hangout side of it, like. It active in SC now. If you ever want to come explore, I'm happy to be the guide to it too. Oh, thanks so much, Kitty. We should play together sometime. That'd be very cool. I'd very much like that. I'm very, very new to things. Keep in mind, I'm very new to things. I'm very much learning the ropes still, as evidenced by me crashing my freelancer immediately. Always appreciate it. Yeah, the one good part of Unreal 2 was being able to walk around your ship between missions. Yeah, Viper, you just reminded me. That's what I really, really liked about Unreal 2. It got a bad rap, and granted, it wasn't the best of games, but that was one of the things I really liked about it too. It's the same thing with Maze Griffin Bounty Hunter. Not a very good game, but I've always got a soft spot for it, for doing certain things that no other games have done. And Star Citizen only now has done that for like these almost like 20-year-old games, which is crazy. Like, Mace Griffin came out in 2002, 2003 or something. And Unreal 2 came out at the same time as well, so it's crazy. It's not a great game, though. So many ships to see. See, that's what I'm keen of. I want to, especially with this show thing that's going to be, where you can see like all ships and everything. I want to go to like that showroom where you can see all and just hop into other ships and just gauge how big they are and everything. I'm keen to do that. I'm very keen. Takeoff equals spacebar, land equals control, think, jump, and crouch in first-person shooter. Yeah, it's weird though, because I must have pressed C. C is like the one that actually like has like basically cruise control. I must have pressed it accidentally, because when I was taking off in the other ship that you start with, the very basic Aurora, is it Aurora? I didn't have that problem. I took off like straight away. So I don't know, maybe I'm missing it. Maybe I about to hit C accidentally and was like, no, why isn't it working anymore? But look at this thing. Can I zoom in on that? You got like your own like little loading ramp and stuff. You can put a car in there. You can put you can put 3 cars in there, I think. C can be enabled by default or accident. It probably wasn't accident, honestly, knowing me. Oh man, everyone does that so many times. New or old player. Okay, cool. It's not just me then. Me ruining the hull of my ship. Always check out if cruise is on before turning on engines. Okay. I'm learning the controls. Look at this ship though. Like, you've got a decent amount of space in here. It's so cozy. It's not exactly the Firefly experience, but it's the coziest. It's the closest thing compared to like there's another ship that everyone says is closer, which I think is the Karak? Star Citizen Karak. Is it the Karak? That's the one. Yeah. So everyone says this is like the closest to like a Firefly class that you can get, because of its size and stuff like that. And you can put like multiple vehicles in there. The layout, I think the layout is even designed with like a Firefly class in mind from Serenity, but it's very big and you need a larger crew to do it, to run things, from what I'm told. Karak's too fancy. Corsair's where it's at. What was the Corsair again? Ah, that one. Yeah, the Corsair's pretty fucking cool though. I do like the Corsair design as well. It even, it gives me that kind of like almost like a Star Wars vibe as well, where things aren't symmetrical. I like that. Yeah, the Karak is too like pristine, too fancy. Yo, how's it going? We're gushing about Star Citizen at the moment. I'm a very newbie player to Star Citizen, and I've been gifted a copy of Star Citizen, and I'm like loving the sci-fi life at the moment. I'm gushing about a game called Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter, if you've heard about it before. The Y-Wing, exactly, and the B-Wing and all that kind of stuff, like things that are, you know, asymmetrical. I love those ships, and even this ship actually looks kind of like a Reaver ship from Firefly, like, because it's just kind of janky, and I like that. I like janky ships. Yeah, it's good fun. I'm in a server that right now it's only 4 players in here. Its response time seems so consistent and nice. Ah, cool. That's nice. There's only 4 other players. Nice and cozy. You don't have to worry about like, oh, is that how it lands? Does the wing come up? Oh, that's sick. Sorry, I'm just like gushing about. I'm gushing about ships here. There's a weird thing that I have with ships as well that I really like, is when like either a wing folds up. Gonna go bunkers. Oh, good luck, kitty. You got this. Something about ships that have a really cool way of landing, like either a wing comes up or the landing gear like a flush with the design of the ship or whatever. I think that's really cool. There's plenty of ships in Star Citizen that transform. That's awesome. And see, my ship is this bad boy. Yeah, it's really, really cool. But it doesn't. They're the interior shots. Where's the exterior shots? Yeah, this is the cool thing. It's like a small. Oh wait. Can you upgrade the cargo hold, or is it all pretty static? I know like next to nothing about Star Citizen, but it's such a cool ship. Can I like expand that? Look at that. What a beast. What an absolute beast. I just want that. Yeah, well, I've been saying so much. I want that kind of cozy, Firefly-esque kind of feel in a sci-fi universe. That'd be cool. Alright, Dax, can I tempt you to check out one specific ship on YouTube? Look up Katu Al. Ooh, I like the name already. Let's have a look. Yeah, we were gushing at Pokemon for a while, but then we got into Star Citizen now. I'm like, oh, I've seen this one before. You know what this reminds me of? Oh, I need to remember the name. I'm not going to Google it. I'm going to test my Star Wars knowledge here. What a cool ship.
What is going on?
No, don't need the audio. No, thank you. Oh, wait, that's how it's landed? Oh, that's amazing. Hang on. Let's pop this on 1080p. That is so unique. Let me try and find it. What's it called? So I'm testing my Star Wars knowledge here. Like, you have to see it take off and landing gear retraction. It does look broken, doesn't it? Like, but see, those are the ships that I gravitate towards. The ones that are like, and see, Viper, I know you appreciate this because I know you love your shmup designs for ships and everything. The ships that are like designed that look kind of janky and stuff like that. Yeah, I knew you'd think that, Viper. It does actually look kind of like a shmup ship. The transform is insane. Quantum Drive as well. Hope this person covers it. So, are they going to hop in? What an interesting ship. I think that the jankier the ship, the more interested I am. Because I'm always curious on how it's going to function, right? And if they emphasize the sound of it, you got to hear it. Ooh. Alien manufactured ship, it looks like it. Oh, some damage on that. So I assume you hop in the pod. I'm very curious. That one, as of the ships right now, is the fastest ship in all directions. Ooh, that sounds awesome. I'm assuming it's a very expensive ship. I love how the thing opens up to the glass separating like that. Oh, it's got a gamer chair in there as well. You're set. You don't even need to leave. That's it right there. You got your gamer chair. You get some, like, if you had like a little cup holder and like a snack holder and stuff like that. You'd never have to leave. That'd be it. I wouldn't leave. It's not that expensive. Ooh. I can imagine wanting to add this to my collection, honestly. Is it a good fighter ship, or is it like more of a passive kind of thing? Red Bull fridge, pea bottle in there, good to go. Exactly, that's it. Exactly right. That's so cool. I love it. And you can just see everything from the pod. I imagine it's going to come up on the front. Oh, that's so cool. What an interesting design of a ship. Oh, hang on. So they're taking off now, okay. Oh, nope, that's not good. It's cut off. It's a light fighter, but you can for sure bring it to more difficult fights. No need for shields, you just evade everything. Oh, that's awesome. Because I keep thinking of like, Expanse. Like, avoiding like, missiles and stuff like that. Just like manually dodging shots. Be awesome. What a cool ship. But see, they haven't shown how it folds out. Did they show that? Oh! You have to fold it out? Oh, probably because it's like landing gear, right? Interesting, so it doesn't automatically fold out. You take off. Do you? And you fly around like that? That's fucking awesome. So until you press N and retract the landing gear, then it transforms? So you can trigger the transformation. What a cool design. Oh, Kitty, this is awesome. You're selling me on this ship. Oh, look at... Yo! That looks sick. That's so cool. That's very, very cool. What is this song? It's from a game called Sprint Vector. Oh, sick. Look at that. Look at the controls. That looks so cozy. The thrust is moving like independently and stuff like that. That's so interesting. It looks like everything's just kind of like held together. It's like a, oh, look at that. It looks very alien, like a very alien like design. That's cool. It's it almost looks like it's being held together with like freaking, it's like a ball of metal rolled through glue. It's like, you know, like the new Transformer design. That's like, it feels like things are just barely held on together, and I like it. It looks good. What an interesting design. It reminds me of a ship in Star Wars, and I'm pretty sure I've got the name. I'll Google it in a sec. Oh, that's pretty. That's very, very cool. I'm pretty sure it reminds me of... Is it the Virago? Yeah, it is. Oh, there's not very good photos of it. Yeah, this bad boy. So like, it was kind of like you would sit in the cockpit like vertically, I think, or, you know, similar to that. I made a Lego of it and stuff like that. But it reminds me of the Virago. The Virago was a fighter that Prince Xizor, I think is how you pronounce it, Prince Xizor's forces used. And it's very, very unique design that I always liked. It's from an era of Star Wars that I really liked too. That's like it, I think, to scale to another ship. But yeah. Really? Your mate's bike is a Virago? It is Aopa Katual. Aopa is one of the alien manufacturers. Oh, it's legit. Oh, you weren't just like making a joke, Kitty. It actually was an alien manufacturer. That's amazing. That's so cool. So wait, is there like a bike brand that's also called Virago? What does Virago mean? Oh, there you go. Yamaha Virago. So Google Virago comes up with the bike. A Virago is a woman who demonstrates abundant masculine virtues. Never knew that. The word comes from the Latin word virago, meaning vigorous, from vir, meaning man or manlike. Cool. Interesting. don't know if it's the blade. I just think that the fact that there's a manufacturer like that in the game is awesome. Your ship in-game is actually an alien-human co-op venture. Oh, really? The Freelancer? Really? Misk uses partly alien tech in their ships. That's awesome. Butch Babe, yeah, exactly. That's a nice bike, though. I love how we've gone from like so many subjects on this stream. I love it. That's genuinely, I really enjoy like jumping from subject to subject like this. That's awesome. Adventures of Mana. What a cool design for a ship. Look at that. Those engines. Like, splitting apart and moving together and everything, moving independently like that. That is sick. Very, very cool. See, I want to go to like a ship showroom and just explore some ships. I think that's my goal for when I play next. Maybe do a couple of missions here and there, but my goal is to look at some other ships. Not to buy, just to get a feel of the scale of these size of the ships and everything, you know. You should also check out the Prowler. Star Citizen Prowler. If you hear the sound of the engine, so chittery. Oh, that sounds awesome. I don't think that one will, the video will probably do it. It's probably going to be him talking and everything. Yo. Holy shit, the Prowler's fucking amazing. You know what it looks like? It looks like something the Combine would use. Hang on. No, not those ones. Yeah, like one of these. No, there was something the Combine and Half-Life used, very similar to that. Little drop ships? Not these ones, they're kind of like more organic looking. Like the drop pods, there was something else the Combine used. What was it? That's so fucking cool though. Oh no, I don't want to watch a cinematic for it. I want to watch like someone using it. If you hear the sound of the engines in car, oh, it's so shittery. Flat out something with the Galleon. Yeah, it fucking looks like it. Oh, it's like a troop transport. Oh, that's sick. You open up the doors, get all your troops to drop out. I imagine this would be really cool to go on missions with. See the Prowler pilot power the ship on though. Oh, okay. Do we get to see that? Oh, here we go. Ship tour. See, this is what I want. Of course, there's not much you can do with the previous ship. There's not like a tour you can have. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's sick. Holy shit. Yeah, this looks very Combine from Half-Life. Oh, that's the rear door? What? No way. Oh, that's so cool. Keep watching, it's so cool when you come in and start. Okay. Oh, that's the pilot seat. I thought, oh, there's like seating on the side. Oh. There's an upper seat and a lower seat? Different engine components and stuff like that. See, this is something that I really like, the detail in Star Citizen as well. You've got other things like that, like be able to look at the different components. Oh, come on. You're not going to start it up? Common performance, visibility and handling. Operating costs. There's no startup. Hang on. We'll find it. There's got to be something. Here we go. And that's one of the little seats inside. Here we go. Get in that pilot seat. Oh, yo, I see. It's got like an opaque screen that just like... Oh, that's sick. Very, very cool. Just cut the ship exploration bit out and just sell it separately as a shipbuilder. I'd buy it. I'm actually surprised they haven't done that, Viper. I'm surprised they haven't actually put like a shipbuilder component and made it separate. That'd be awesome. Because people could design their own ships and like suggest them as additions to the game. Pilot and co-pilot. Pilot above, co-pilot under. That's awesome, kitty. Holy shit. What an interesting... Oh, there we go. Is it gonna... Oh, I sped it up. Oh, well. But that's cool, though. The fact that it's like not even like a... It closes it like the screen up. It's almost like a digital screen, like Evangelion. Exactly. The Reclaimer is a community-made ship, or designed by anyways. The Reclaimer looks fucking cool, man. Like, your Reclaimer was awesome, Hex. This is a very, very cool ship. Actually, you know what? I'm going to look up the Carrack, because I haven't actually seen... the Firefly of Star Citizen Carrack to it. See, this person gets it. This person gets it. This is cool. Redeemer. Oh wow, they even made it look very Firefly-esque with like the shots, like the camera shots and everything. I imagine this shit would be so good if you had like a big crew, but alone, it's just, nah, it's too much for me. It's too much ship to handle. Easy mix this too. Yeah, they're very similar names too. I would too. I'd get them mixed up all the time. All right, let's do a tour. I want to see. Oh, what a cool looking ship. It actually looks very Star Wars-like. Breaking for dinner, keep it real. No worries, Viper. Have a good din-din. That's pretty damn cool. I want to see a proper tour, though. Oh, they're docking it somewhere? Oh, that's the shuttle. Yo, it's got a little docking bay for the shuttles. Oh, no way. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. The Carrack, I have it. You can do your own tour in mine. Oh, thank you so much, Kitty. I would love to have a look through your ship, actually. Just to be able to walk around and just have the feel of it, because it's a pretty large ship, right? It's pretty big. Oh, you put your hover bikes in there and everything too? Is that the rear door? Oh, look at this thing. It's a freaking massive ship. Holy hell. What song is this? Oh, Super Mario Galaxy? Like a boss fight music or something. You got elevators. Elevators inside a ship. Ah, see, weapons lockers like those actually really interest me because Mace Griffin had this the same thing. One second. Oh, that's amazing. Actually, very Mass Effect-esque with that design. Like, that right there looks very Mass Effect. Hugely. Like the layout with the two paths and stuff like that. That's so cool. This just looks a lot like a Normandy, more so than a Firefly class. Put your dedicated medic player in the med bay on the Carrack. So cool. Yeah, that's very Firefly-esque right there. Oh, you got like an airlock there too. Oh, that's so cool. See, Hex would be right at home, like in an area like this, healing everyone. That's awesome. I might actually have to go for dinner soon myself. Because I have not eaten today. I've been a dum-dum. Actually, I'll just quickly check something. What a cool looking ship. I don't think I'll buy this myself. It's very, very cool. I would like it, but I feel like it might be wasted on me. Gotta get the med play on, yeah. With your sexy space medic outfit that you got as well, Hex. I think yeah, I feel like a ship like this might be wasted on me. I can very much appreciate it, and I think if you had a dedicated crew of people that would play together quite often in a ship like this, it'd be amazing. You could live like your Serenity kind of dreams in a ship like this. Oh, is that a rec room? No way! It has a fucking rec room, and you got like the... crazy. Absolutely crazy. What a gorgeous ship. Yeah, but I still feel like it'd be wasted on me because I wouldn't... Like, if I was to own the ship myself, I would love to probably be in someone else's character, someone else's ship, but I feel like the responsibility of having a ship like that by myself, I feel like probably too big. Oh my god, there's like a bathroom, like basically an ensuite for the for the bunk beds. Once exploration becomes a bigger thing, will be more relevant when you have a crew that have actual jobs. That'd be awesome. You know what I really enjoy with Star Citizen? The attention to detail, like in Med Bay, all the shelves containing all the medical stuffs, boxes with medical gloves, sterile, packed equipments, medication, etc. The details are everywhere. Yeah, very much so. And it doesn't slip by me either. Whenever I see those details about it, it goes a long way. They're not just empty shelves, not like an empty vacant ship. You've actually got like books and things looking lived in. It looks like a ship that you could live in. Oh, fuck. Assume like a captain's quarters or officer's quarters or something. That's fucking sick. Your captain's quarters and crewable ships where you have that platter thing with assorted alcoholic beverages. That's so cool. Question though, if you were to have... Oh, that's the bridge? Oh, the bridge looks... Oh, there's like a tiny glimpse of the bridge. Question though, if you're flying this and you're like in high Gs and stuff like that... Oh, is that the hangar for the shuttle? Sick. If you're like high Gs, right, and everyone's walking around this, you can't just walk around freely around the ship, can you? In like space combat, or even just in general ship maneuvering, like through Atmo and all that kind of stuff. You can't. You all have to be seated, right? You can't walk around. Or is this because it's a larger ship designed to have a large crew? Oh, that's so Firefly-esque right there. Big time. You need to stay G-safe. Okay, of course. That's what I thought. What is that? Is that a cargo area? Doesn't look like it. Or you'd be thrown around. I thought so. Like me when I got thrown on my ass when you went through Atmo or whatever with me that wasn't seated. It's cool. I learned the hard way. Oh, you got escape pods? 6 escape pods? By the looks of things. What a cool looking ship. No, I really, really want to be a part of a crew of this ship. And to be honest, actually, I wouldn't even mind being the pilot, being like the wash of of this ship. But I don't know if I feel like if I was to own one myself, I feel like I would mess it up somehow. I've got no faith in myself. But that's sick. I really, really like the design of this ship, and I think with a larger crew, if you had a large group of friends that all liked, you know, going on missions together with different roles and everything. Oh, that's very Mass Effect-like right there, for sure. Ooh, cool song. I might have to leave it here, peeps, because I'm getting real hungry. And my cats are going to be really hungry too, because they haven't had dinner yet, the poor things. But yeah, I think I might leave it for today, peeps. Thank you so much for joining me, especially after so long. Let me give me 1 second to see who of my friends are live. Oh, sick. Alright, I think I've got an idea. I might be able to raid someone I never get to raid. But yeah, thank you all for joining me after so long. I will endeavor to stream more. I definitely want to stream the new Pokemon games coming out, and maybe some Pokemon games leading up to that. So I can get into the Pokemon mood and stuff like that. If you would like to join me and we just shoot the shit, talk about all the stuff that we normally do, be awesome. But yeah, thank you so much for coming after so long of me not streaming. I really do appreciate it. And let us raid Lance McDonald, because I never get to raid Lance, and I think yeah, he'd appreciate it. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.